Yes, Kyla, the Cubs are on. And they can't hit the baseball with their baseball bats real well. Which makes it difficult to win games.
I did it with the wiffle ball bat.
So, looks like we're going to have a game 3 tomorrow. Which is great for my stress levels. And, just be wrapping up right before Who Are These Socials, so I'll be ready to go.
So you'll be in one mood or another?
Well, I'll be unprepared and probably pissed.
Drunk either way.
I've seen how this show plays out before. This isn't my first rodeo, as the kids say. So much to discuss today. Adam, how you doing, buddy?
I was thinking we open the show each week with us just toasting a glass together while a pop song plays. Cheers.
I don't know, man. It feels like it's been done before, maybe.
I can't imagine where. I think it's a great new idea. It's bold.
Oh. Well, in that case, it would be crazy not to. You know, Chris, you keep saying Adam's ideas all suck, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Sometimes you got to listen to the guy. He's an outsider coming in with an outside perspective. He might have some good ideas, and you're like, no, I'm shutting them all down before I even hear them.
I'm just trying to think of what song to play him. How about this?
Oh, so you're not shutting it then? You're going along with it. Is that what
Quietly
you're
being
saying?
supportive.
McDonald's is a place to rock.
All right, that's pretty good.
It is a restaurant where they buy food to eat.
All right. We are getting support, by the way, and I appreciate that. Supertip.gg/WATP. Very much appreciated in these dire times here at the Carl Network. Venom Tony, 15 coming in.
What up, my minor F slurs? On Theo Vlog, I'll be doing a food review vid. Gonna taste some good old right boy pussy. Ooh, night. Are you there? Even though you are 20 years older for my taste, you will do.
Hey, Dan, you're going to have to pay me a commission to have my offspring as your bottom bitch.
Wow. John's making money everywhere. There's so many revenue streams, this guy. Must be nice.
I don't need YouTube.
Venom Tony 15 coming in again.
I, Adam Bush, say that Lenny Dijkstra caused 9/11 and also is responsible for the 2020 virus.
And there's nothing he can do about it.
Take that, Lenny Dijkstra.
Dan Levitard? More like Dan La Retard. Am I right? Skull!
Wow, you actually got John to read that correctly. He wouldn't be able to do that in real life. No. It's pretty impressive. Artificial intelligence, you say. Brian Dabhouse became a new member on YouTube. Thank you very much, Brian, for supporting the show. Get the bonuses under the membership tab. We just did one yesterday. Wes Little, finally getting to catch one live. I freaking love you all. 30 months clean from opiates by the grace of God and not wanting to become SJ. Wes Little, congratulations on that. We have another sober guy, Marc Maron, on the show coming up in a little bit. And he talks about his journey as well with Stephanie Miller. There's a little tease before the tease. There'll be other teases. The teases never end on this show.
I know.
It's basically just a tease, this entire show.
You're watching Blue Balls.
Yeah, nothing ever actually happens. It's just,
The Edge Hour.
yes, it's just us edging. And it goes up, and then it comes back down again, and then it goes up, and it comes back down. That's basically how to describe this show. Danny Poopy coming in.
Carl, can you tell us your airport story again? It was riveting.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad you brought that up. So Dallas, this is wild. Dallas has 2 airports. But Delta flies in and out of both of them. So imagine my surprise when my Delta flight isn't at the airport that I'm at. I'm getting better at telling this story now that it's been the 28th time.
What'd you have to do? Something like that.
That's what it is. That's what I did. Pink Floyd Pyro just gifted a membership. Thank you very much, Pink Floyd Pyro, for doing that. Whoever got that membership, I swear to God, if you don't pay it forward, I'm just kidding. You have to pay it forward. That's why you gift a membership. You're not supposed to have to gift it forward, obviously. All right, let's get this show started. We have a lot to discuss. We have a guest coming on. I thought it was confirmed, but there's a time zone thing, so you know how that works. Time zones can be a real bitch sometimes. But I think I'm ready to get things moving.
I told them in the strongest of words to just do it.
You see, this is a we just do it kind of show.
Knock, who's there, gay?
Episode
662.
Are you a boner guy?
Oh, I was a boner guy.
You know what? I miss penis.
What are you talking about?
I'm the one who should apologize.
Is it going to be absolutely riveting? Is it going to change your life by any stretch? Probably not, but it's going to be at least entertaining, okay?
By the way, for those people that are in the back, remember to shut the fuck up.
Matty-O! Cuz-a-roo. Slap-a-rooney.
It's showtime.
WATP.
WATP.
Hello, Revenants and Cuzzaroos. Welcome to another episode of Who Are These Podcasts, the only show that is completely unauthorized to wish you a very happy Jocktober. I'm your host, Carl, the $850,000 man, of course, with me every Wednesday, a man who might be lurking in your chat room right now. It's Adam Bush.
Thank you. I was blocked by Karmic X. Please unblock me, Karmic X.
Producer Chris is here as well.
Hey.
Please go to whoarethese.com. That's where you get our email address, voicemail number, link to our subreddit, link to our Discord server, link to our merchandise, link to our YouTube channel, and that link to Patreon and Supercast featuring two. That's right, 2 exclusive bonus episodes every month. We just recorded one yesterday. It was the 30th of September, and we recorded our second bonus for the month, Living in the Past with Stuttering John. Fantastic episode where we finally got acknowledged. In 2018, the first time John brought up Who Are These Podcasts. This kind of the beginning, the big bang of the dabbleverse, if you will. And then we also checked out an episode from John's podcast before that podcast, after Stephanie Miller, in between the Stuttering John podcast as we know it, and Stephanie Miller. He was doing this other show for this company that these guys started who used to work for Leno, and they brought him in as the VP of podcasts.
Yes. I
then I don't know how many rails he did,
he
but
is revved
more than
up,
one.
Man. He is revved.
And he's just going and going and going. And boy, Artie was a target. Yeah. He just, his show starts. You got to hear this show. Again, patreon.com/who are these podcasts. Especially if you like the audio, you get the RSS feed, you put it right to your player, you can listen to it. But if you're on YouTube, you can become a member. It's on there too under the membership tab. But the show starts off with All You Need Is Love by the Beatles. Uh-huh. And that's like the bumper music, and John comes in, hey, everybody, and there's like, fuck Artie. I told him to drink bleach, and I'll tell it to him again, that motherfucker.
But I love him.
Right. And then he like starts bashing other people. He's like, no, I'll do that next week. Let's stick with Artie. He caught himself. And Grillo's a piece of shit too, but hold on a second. Let me remind everyone we're making fun of Artie this week. So that's a lot of fun. Check that out. Also, while you're checking things out on the internet, I want to thank our good friend, Dr. Steve, for setting up a GoFundMe for this lull suit that Shuli and I are dealing with. FightTheDabbler.com will redirect you if you'd like to be generous and help us out, and stick it to John. He can't just go around bringing frivolous lawsuits because he's embarrassed or he doesn't like being made fun of. There needs to be consequences for such actions. And so if you want to be a part of that, and we appreciate you for doing it, a lot of people have already donated to the cause, and thank you for that. I believe Dr. Steve's number one on the leaderboard as far as donations go. He had a one-up the guy. Someone put in 350 and he put in 351.
Not for long. I'm competitive myself.
All right. I like to hear that. No, he totally prices right, this guy.
Yeah.
Fucked him up. But thank you, Dr. Steve, so much for setting that up. FightTheDabbler.com. All the proceeds go directly to our legal team. And they're good. They're very good at what they do, but they're getting bogged down. So we appreciate that. Also, we encourage our listeners, give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts or wherever you review podcasts, and then shit all over us in the comment section. Today, we'll be talking about what the Cubs need to do in Game 3 to get their bats working.
Will that? Huh.
Theo Vaughn had a miserable performance while taping a Netflix special, but don't worry, Brendan Schaub has his back. Opie is getting more and more grief from Ron the Waiter, and we are here for it. Stuttering John booked both Marc Maron and Billy West on Stephanie Miller's show. We'll try to poke a dabbler with Cardiff, plus reviews and voicemails, but first, Aaron Imholte had his day in court, and it was not without fireworks. Aaron showed up for this felony revenge porn charge that he had against Kayla Rekieta, Nick Rekieta's wife. And, of course, I'm sure you guys remember he went for the sentencing hearing back on June 25th, and he already had a plea deal in place. So this was going to be easy peasy. Walk in, pay my $50 fine.
High five,
out,
everyone.
High five, everyone. Yep. See you guys next year. Right. but instead, things did not go the way that Aaron was hoping. And he was sentenced to some jail time. Now, our buddy Will Heron wrote up an article about this. And you got to love Will's articles because he does not like Aaron Imholte at all. Listen to this headline. Ostracized from terrestrial radio, pretend morning DJ Aaron Imholte gets 15 days in jail for disseminating revenge porn. Tells court behind tears, all praise be to Jesus Christ, the main God, have mercy on my soul. And the photo they picked is from Schizo Sean's Twitter, which is fantastic. He looks like he's doing a silly walk.
Yeah, it's John Cleese.
Yes, it's what it looks like. I don't know how a man could be so awkward. It's really incredible. You've been following this, Adam? You've been following this saga?
I have, as best I can. It is wild.
I went on and did a little emergency stream yesterday with Moody, and we were waiting because, boots on the ground, obviously, we're there in St. Cloud, Minnesota. We were waiting for some people to call in or post things online. And so there was a lot of speculation, a lot of talk about what had been going on leading up to the trial. And then at the very end, we found out 15 days, sentenced to 15 days in jail. So we did at least get to have some kind of payoff at the end. We weren't edging the whole time. We did complete that episode, but so much has come out since then. And so we have to discuss this. It says court recommends 15 days to be served in jail for basement broadcasting, forced to resign radio morning host Aaron Imholte. This after a second pretrial violation for his conditional release. Now let me explain what this is. What Aaron did was he was booked the day after Labor Day of 2024. And he had conditions put on him because he was arrested for a felony and for a gross misdemeanor. And so when he posted bail, there are conditions to that bail to not be in jail waiting for your trial. And one of them was, you are not to speak of Kayla Rekieta. You are not to say anything about this woman. Don't keep her name out your mouth, I believe the judge said. But they also said, and if Kayla Rekieta is brought up on any show by anyone on a show that you control, that is also against these conditions. And what Aaron did is he went to Florida for vacation and went, people are going to be tuning in for the toe. I got to have a show on here because he thinks he's doing morning radio. Someone's got to fill in for me. I'll have to run a best of package. So he got Keanu and Geno to fill in for him the 2 days he was gone in Florida. And boy, does Geno like talking shit about Kayla Rekieta.
Good old reliable Geno.
Yeah, so that was a violation against the release conditions, and that was back in, I couldn't even tell you, May maybe is when he went to Florida, something like that. So then that's why when he went in June, he thought he had this plea deal. They're like, oh, no. We're not taking this. The judge is like, no, we're not doing this. So then Aaron had his 11th anniversary show at Stoney's, and Geno was booked for the low price of $3,000 to perform a stand-up set. And Geno decided in that stand-up set, now he didn't say Kayla's name, but he talked about a woman who has 5 kids and made a lot of other descriptors that everyone knew who he was talking about, and then disparaged her quite a bit. Now, don't get me wrong. I just saw Sam Morrill at the Comedy Club this past weekend. He also does a tight 10 on Kayla Rekieta. It's pretty common in stand-up comedy to go after Nick Rekieta's wife. And it's
pretty much hack at this point.
It's a trend for sure. I believe Theo Vaughn did 30 minutes on his Netflix special about Kayla. So it kind of makes sense that he would do that. But that was brought up the day before this sentencing hearing that Aaron had yesterday, the 30th of September. And so then Aaron had to put in affidavit that showed a screenshot where he told Geno don't talk shit about Kayla because Nick's going after us hard. He's looking for anything to use to get us. So obviously you could tell by that text message that Aaron's concerned about the victim in this and doesn't want any more harm caused. It's fucking crazy. He's the one who submitted that to the court. It's so funny. Anyway, moving on. Let's get back to Will's. Now that I've explained all of that, let's get back to Will's article. It says Tuesday, YouTuber Aaron Imholte was sentenced to 364 days in jail by the Stearns County Court, but will only have to serve 15. Along with the jail time, Imholte will be under supervised probation for 2 years. He will be required to pay $1,000 plus the $50 originally requested. Imholte must take a diagnostic assessment test, which he will pay for, and must follow all of the given recommendations. Plus, the convicted revenge porn disseminator must provide a sample of his DNA. Now, this diagnostic assessment test, I'll get into that more. Remind me if I don't, because I have information on that I find fascinating. News 15 spoke with the victim's husband, Nick Requeda, after the sentence. We are thankful for the diligent work of the county attorney and the fair judgment from this court. Hopefully, this stops his routine abuse of women. We can only help. In a surprise to Judge Heidi Schultz's court, the prosecutor asked that Imholte be taken to jail immediately so that the sentence can begin. Imholte's defense attorney, Todd Peterson, was told that in misdemeanor offenses, the defendant is usually asked to report in at a designated date, not after the sentencing. Imholte's report date is October 17th. According to those in attendance, after the victim read her impact statement, Peterson attacked what was said, arguing the only crime he is charged with is sending an exposed nipple to one person and that the state does not have the picture, adding, because it does not exist.
Oh,
I didn't hear about that. I hope the person who was there gets in here so we can talk about that. In April of 2025, Imholte did admit to the court that he did send the picture. He also admitted on his show.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. The original sentencing date was June 25th, but continued to October 2nd due to pretrial release conditions violations. Pearson then filed a request for a delay due to being out of the county. Judge Schultz decided that she would not move the sentencing date up in order to best accommodate the defense and the prosecution, that she would move it up. On September 29th, a day before the sentencing, the court notified Imholte he had once again violated his order of pretrial condition release, as we just talked about. The violation came from a drunken, vile, curse-riddled diatribe from his paid associate, Geno Burro, who spewed insults directly at the revenge porn victim. This meltdown took place on June 26, 2025 during it should be 11-year anniversary celebration for the Sham Morning Show studies. That's so great. Oh, Will. In a move that seemed to distance himself from the actions of Bisconte, Imholte sent an affidavit to the court stating that his probation says he is prohibited from directly or indirectly talking about, disparaging, and or harassing the victim online, on social media, and or during the online broadcast show that I participate or has control of. Imholte goes on to say that he did not broadcast, record, make available online, or give anyone permission to upload the event to the internet. Along with the affidavit, he also submitted a text to the court that he sent to Bisconte saying, Nick is gunning for me through shit you guys say. It's gay, I know, but I just don't do anything that could give him reason to fuck me over more.
Yeah, his concern is touching.
It's amazing. Observers in the courtroom on Tuesday explained that Peterson argued with the court regarding the validity of the evidence used in the sentencing. Judge Schultz explained that it did not work both ways. You cannot argue the sentencing after it has passed. If you had a problem with the evidence, the defense attorney should have requested a hearing before the sentencing date. Imholte's epiphany. Onlookers in Judge Schultz's courtroom said that Imholte addressed the court and those in attendance. The following has been paraphrased from what viewers in the courtroom heard. This is what Aaron apparently said. In 2023, I entered into a degenerate, toxic relationship that never should have happened. I regret it and have been going to therapy. I have become a Christian and have been redeemed by my Savior, Jesus Christ. I want to thank my son. I want to teach my son to be a better man. Words cannot express how sorry I am, referring to his victim. We loved each other at one time. Those feelings were betrayed by my actions, because of which I have had my faith tested, optimism challenged, and my reputation has been tainted. I've been laughed about, and this is my reality. If the court shows me mercy today, Geno Burro will never work for me again.
Oh my God.
That's the crux of everything.
He literally said, and if you guys will take some pity on me, I'll never work with Geno Burro ever again. During Imholte's speech, he brought up the HROs that he has requested for the victim's husband and the second HRO for popular YouTube show host Patrick Melton from Nobody Likes Onions. At this point, the prosecutor objected, but Judge Schultz wanted to make sure everyone had their right to speak respected. Imholte continued, saying the reason he took out the HRO and the victim's husband was due to the publishing of a bedroom photo that was seen at a Las Vegas convention known as Hackamania. Well, why the hell did he wait till June 26th then? Hackamania was long over at that point. Seems odd.
He thought it was pretty hot up till then.
Right. He was complimenting himself. He's like, I'm in good shape. Those that were there said that Imholte pleaded with the court to not take a father away from his son and a son from their parent. He added that he was a changed man and not a threat to anyone. Spectator said that Aaron Imholte's final words were, all praise be to Jesus Christ, the main God. Have mercy on my soul. All right. This is obviously all fascinating stuff for anyone who's paying attention to the dabbleverse. Fun. We're enjoying it. But I want to remind everyone what happened back on June 25th when Aaron was going in for his original sentencing hearing after he had that plea deal where he was just going to get a $50 fine, a slap on the wrist, move on with his life, and he was rubbing that in all the haters' faces. This is going back in the Wayback Machine, June 25th, 2025, the original
that the hearing is scheduled for 15 minutes. So it does kind of sound like we're just going to, everyone's going to read their stuff that they brought. The judge is going to, go through the sentence that we agreed to at the plea hearing, and they're going to shuffle us out of there, So the actual, like the lead up and everything of, it's kind of like everything else with this whole deal. It's like, let's hurry up and get this thing over with. And it's been almost a year. I am excited that I get to get everything off my chest today, that I get to say everything I want to say.
About Jesus? Was that what you were excited to talk about? How much you love Jesus Christ? Because that's what it turned into a couple months later. I don't know if it was the same statement that he was going to have back in June or not.
Because I haven't been allowed to. So I haven't. I get to do that today. And once I do that, like I've done for the last week or so, I will consider it all done. All feuds are over on my end. All this whole last year and a half, not quite 2 years. This last year and a half or so is all gets to be a bad memory. It all gets to be a bad dream.
That is one of the funnier things about what happened back at the end of June. Guys, today's the last day we ever talk about Nick and Kayla Rekieta. We're moving on with our lives. And the next morning, he took out an HRO, a harassment restraining order, against Nick Rekieta. The day after this happened, he's like, yep, moving on. We're never going to talk about this again. I'm so glad to just get this over with. Wrong.
And I get to move on with my wonderful, incredible life with amazing people who care about me. Again, I
just want to point out, no one showed up to the courtroom.
Yep.
Not a single family member or friend of Aaron showed up to the courtroom.
That's why it's the loneliest picture of his walk to the courthouse.
It really is.
Very excited to be done with the whole thing. And there's going to be people who are disappointed by today. I want to tell them, stop investing so much of your life into strangers.
Oh, it's smug Aaron. I was waiting for him to show up to this. And just so you guys fucking know, I'm killing it over here, and you guys can't take it.
I'm buddies with Jesus.
Yep. Oh, you don't have a friend named Jesus? You should get one. It's pretty fucking cool.
You won't have to have these feelings all the time. And no matter what you do, I know you're going to be upset. Do not come to me to work out your feelings.
Is that what's happening? Are the haters going to Aaron to work out their feelings? Or are they just going to like the subreddit, Nobody Likes Onions, and this little piggy?
I was tuning in just to hear his thoughts on the government shutdown and waiting for all this to stop so he would get to it.
Right. He's always got a hot take on politics, this guy.
Let it. I didn't care about your feelings to begin with in this whole process. I certainly am not going to care about them once it's all over and done with. I'm just, today is the day I've been waiting for, essentially. Todd, my attorney, who is fantastic. If you ever need somebody, call Todd Peterson.
Pass.
Todd has kind of laid out the lay of the land for me today. We're all set. Like I said, we made our deal, so there's no secret there. And now it's just...
The secret is the judge doesn't like it.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
You know, getting it all... The plea itself is in writing. That's all done. Now it's just having the judge kind of tell us what we already know.
Wow. And this is what his attorney, Todd Peterson, told him was going to happen. Boy, was he wrong. I don't know that I want to work with this man.
He's fucking insane. This guy.
Is that crazy?
He is absolutely insane. What was revealed here to me was, like we suspected, the judge is watching all of this. They're watching the show. They're keeping check on it. And he thinks a judge that was just watching all of that will believe when he shows up and he's like, I believe in Jesus now. He's my main God. He thinks they're just going to accept that, like we haven't been watching this the whole time. They know who you really are. Right. They really do.
Well, so what happened was Aaron goes on his stream last night after we did our bonus show.
Yeah.
My wife was making us some delicious salmon, and I go, hey, look at Aaron's live. And so producer Chris and Jen and I sat down at the dinner table. We watched some Toe. I don't usually watch Toe live.
No, we watched a magic show.
Yes, I was fascinated by this because he described what happens in the courtroom and what happened earlier that day. So this is from yesterday the 30th, and he went on in the evening for his evening show. A goal-free evening show. I mean, what a treat. What a nice guy to give us a goal-free evening show for this. And I am very excited to tell you that we do have a special guest, a man who has been disavowed by the Toe, unfortunately, but somehow miraculously was also in the courtroom. Geno Burro is here. What's up, Geno?
Carl, sweetie, baby, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I am on 6 hours of sleep, but Daddy does it. Even in 48 hours, I still somehow laid on my bed and then completely panicked about 5 minutes ago. So I'm sorry, but Daddy's here.
Buddy. No worries, man. Thanks for being here, Geno. So I think you actually show up at the perfect time.
Wonderful.
This is where we're going to start breaking down what Aaron says happened when he was in the courtroom yesterday. And, of course, you were there, Geno. So I think you're going to have something to say about this.
Perfect timing. That's how Daddy do. That's how Daddy do.
I'm sorry. If you came here expecting a certain thing, don't get mad at me. I know you guys get mad if I have a positive outlook or a smile on my face or I correct anything you say. Don't get weird on me. Don't you guys get psychotic, please. Because a lot of you got to learn to take it easy a little bit. I try to tell you, but you don't listen. There was a lot of shit. I was having a hard time keeping a straight face this morning because a lot of people were getting a lot of things wrong.
All right, I want you to remember this because we're going to find out as we watch this morning's episode and more of this episode that he was shitting bricks. He thought he was going to get 30 days in jail. And he's like, guys, I was just holding back these giant ear-to-ear smiles I was going to have as people thought I was going to get in trouble for this felony that I committed. And little did they know. Not even close. Well, it's a lot more than the $50 fine, though, right? The jail time that you're doing. Okay. I love how he spins it, just like that. Geno, think about this. You saw this man just hours before this. And was this the attitude he had in the courtroom? When he was talking about Jesus Christ.
No. This is not the friend I once had, my dear Christian friend Aaron Imholte, who has disavowed me, but that's okay, because Daddy do. Daddy don't need anyone, especially an audience. I'm still somehow doing things without an audience. How do I do it? I don't know. Kiki, sell some blood.
If only Geno were always this funny. No one would be mad at Anthony Cumia if he was always this funny.
I did have my sentencing hearing today. It went better than I thought it was going to go. I haven't talked about it at all. I've been a very good boy, which was...
Wait, a second ago, didn't he just say he was all grins this morning because he knew what was going to happen?
Yeah, he couldn't keep a straight face.
And then he goes, it went better than I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
So it's both of those things. Cool.
Also, adults don't refer to themselves in terms of legal matters as having been a good boy repeatedly. It's just not a good look.
Yeah.
Confirmed today.
I haven't sent a naked picture of a girl to a friend in months. I've been a really good boy.
Yeah, he really does talk like not only is there no victim, but that it's him. He doesn't even know he's supposed to pretend to feel bad for someone outside of himself.
Oh, he knows. He knows he's supposed to pretend. Holy shit, Adam. Is he pretending yesterday?
He's doing a bad job of it.
Oh, praise the great Jesus Christ or whatever. And may God have mercy on my soul.
Yeah, that's how he ended his statement.
Yeah.
May God have mercy on my soul.
May God have mercy on my soul. Roll on, one.
I've seen his show before. He doesn't talk like that.
End scene.
Right.
He doesn't even actively go to church, Carl. He doesn't even actively go to church.
No, he watches the Minnesota game from Dublin. I know for a fact he was watching football at a buddy's house.
If he went even a little bit, there would be church members there to support him. There'd be letters from them.
You would think.
Right.
You would think.
There was you, Geno.
There was no one. There was no one.
There was that thing that came out yesterday that the judge agreed was total bullshit, which I'm very happy about.
Okay. I'm not going to keep pausing it because I want to listen to what he has to say. But if you're a steel toe viewer, I always say this. He doesn't explain anything. He assumes that everyone's lurking in every subreddit and watching every episode of NLO and This Little Piggy, because what he's discussing now is what we were talking about earlier, where the 11th anniversary show, they submitted that as another violation of his bail. And so he's explaining, like, everyone knew that was total bullshit. It's just like, knew what was what? What are you talking about?
I think it was a last minute thing. Because I was being a good boy for the last 3 months, and this was kind of a last minute thing by the prosecutor. And you know
what, Aaron? What was the last what? What are you talking about?
I get it. Look, it's her job to, do her thing. So I'm not mad at her, but we kind of knew it was bullshit from Jump Street, so we weren't too worried about it. It was nice that they saw through that in the court. The other thing, I was watching today, I was watching some of the chat, and some people were just apoplectic. Some of the steel toe hate people were just apoplectic, like their life was going to be ruined if I wasn't, like, hauled away in cuffs today. I don't mean to, I could have spoiled it for you this morning, but I figured I was just going to let you wait. I was never getting led away in cuffs today.
Aaron, you thought you knew it was going to happen back in June, and you were completely wrong. This fucking smug prick is just like, you guys are such idiots. I knew exactly what was going to happen.
You thought you were getting 30 days.
Yeah. He's such an idiot.
Did he call Daddy an octoroon? Is that what he called me, an octoroon?
I think so.
Like, that was never going to happen. Like, even the judge said today, she laughed at the idea. She was like, I don't even do that for felonies. And so that was kind of the first thing I laughed at. The other thing
was he laughing along with the judge?
Yeah. And the only time the judge laughed was when his lawyer was trying to make a point that they have to review this evidence, even though someone had already reviewed the evidence and said that Daddy's good to go. Daddy's good to go. You can bring this to the court. This was a violation. I don't remember her laughing and throwing it out, quite honestly.
That's hilarious. Yeah, because the only thing that the judge was like, I'm sorry, did you want a trial on this? This is your sentencing hearing.
Right.
We're past the trial. What's going on?
That's the only thing I remember her throwing out was his motion to review the evidence again. When are we going to finish this? This is sentencing.
You guys were, the minority of you were going off about, was like, oh, yeah, it's going to be a felony. It's going to be. And I'm like, guys, it's a deal. Like, we do the guilty plea and then the felony's dismissed. Like, there was a gasp. There was I heard a few people go, huh? When they said, yeah, the felony's dismissed. And we're like, yeah, guys, that's the whole reason we did this. Like, I don't understand why people thought that. I don't know what bad advice they were listening to. Then there were a bunch of people. And I'm not going to bust these people's balls because I
All right, Gino, I have to ask you, what Aaron just said is that when they mentioned that the felony was off the table, that he was pleading to the gross misdemeanor, there was a gasp in the courtroom. Everyone was like,
well, this is why Daddy wanted to make sure that Daddy was there. Just like Daddy was there when the New York Mets beat the Red Sox in the 1986 World Series. Carl, do you remember when the guy missed the ball? He missed the ball. Well, Aaron is missing the ball. I'm even making too much sense for Gino. But no, there was no gasp for that. The gasp was when they said, Mr. Imholte, we sentence you to 364 days.
Right.
That's when the gasp happened. That's when.
He's gaslighting.
He's gaslighting. Chris, you're beautiful, handsome, you got great hair, great personality. Do you remember the time the movie with the aliens and Will Smith had to come, and then the New York Rangers won the Stanley Cup in 94, but no one cared because OJ was running at the same time. He took himself hostage like Aaron took our friendship hostage. You know what I'm saying?
Gino, I need you to just focus on the vaccines. Are they
I'm sorry.
effective? Are they effective? Are they not effective? Did Fauci do a good job with the pandemic? All right, let's move on.
Carl, don't get me started.
I won't.
We're a little more... They were a little closer to where I was thinking. They're like, you're going to go away for you're going to have to serve like 30 days or whatever. And that's what I was thinking.
Okay. So now he's clowning the chatters who are going, you're going to spend 30 days in prison. And he's going, yeah, that's what I thought too. But a second ago, he's like, these idiots thought all this shit was going to happen to me. And it wasn't going to.
I was going into today going, look, we fucked up on the violation. That's legit. I don't think the prosecutor liked the deal that we cut initially. So if they got the violation, they were going to do what they could with it. So I kind of thought it 30. I'll say this about my sentencing hearing. This judge, unbelievably fair.
Gino, you got this man thrown in jail. You know that, right?
All you got to do is not violate. It's real fucking easy.
Yeah.
I don't make people laugh.
Nope.
How do you want it? And if you want to not getting in trouble, don't violate. Like the one time the violators came to Warren G and said, you got to regulate.
That's true, Gino. That's a good point.
By the book, it's unbelievable, being a judge, how these people can just shut off biases and just do their job.
So Aaron's one of these children who experiences something new and then explains it to the rest of us adults. Like, you can't believe what judges' jobs are. It's to be impartial. What?
Carl, these people, they ride on the back of a truck. The truck stops at every house. They pick up the garbage. They throw it in the truck. It's unbelievable, baby.
It's remarkable how they do that.
I don't know. How do they do it? How do they pick up everyone's trash? It's impossible.
It's one of the rarest jobs in the world. I really do think defense lawyers are heroes because I do believe, in going through the system, I do believe that it's not.
All right, we'll get into that because he talks about that again this morning. Well, I want to get to this is pretty important stuff.
He's taking the LSAT, isn't he? He's taking the LSAT.
yeah. He talks about, he does the same Stuttering John fantasizing about being a defense attorney thing. We're going to hear from this morning's episode. But first, he addresses Geno. I think since we have Geno on the show, we should probably play this part.
Got a lot of questions on that one. I did say today that I am out of the Geno Bisconti business. That is 1,000% accurate. Look, man, the dude's reckless. What can I say?
All right, so I saw Geno on with Kevin Brennan talking about like, oh yeah, Aaron and I are joking about this. We're texting back and forth. Like, we're still boys. It doesn't matter. And Aaron like reiterated on the show this morning. He's like, no. I'm literally not doing stuff with Geno ever again. So how do you feel about this, Geno?
Carl, you saw, again, the word of the day is pretend. He's pretending. He was just pretending we're not friends. You can't leave Daddy's side once you're friends with Daddy.
It's true.
Just like
I've tried. I know what that's like. Exactly. It's very difficult.
Geno Bisconti's a reckless guy. And you can't have reckless people like that in your orbit when you got crazy shit going on. You know, I really do feel like the weight of the world Like there were so many different factions and thousands of people trying to shove you down into this box,
10.
like into this grave.
No, just the prosecutor. Just the prosecutor, Aaron. That's who it was.
There were only 10 of us there, Aaron. There were not thousands of us.
So stupid.
And you popped out of it, and you made it, and it's over with now.
He did it.
But like,
no matter what, he's victorious. It's amazing.
after
You're the
you win,
fucking
I always
perpetrator, stupid.
say we won the war. Now, after you win the war, that doesn't mean you just gloat and you go, "Oh, we won the war," blah blah, whatever. These people are dumb, these.
Imagine getting sentenced to jail time, and hours later, you're talking about winning the war and how everyone else is dumb.
Well, he thought he was getting 30. The court gave him 15. He takes 8 of that, and he serves it. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh, it really is like a goal. He's like doing the net gross out. He's like, well, there's 15, but that goes down to 10 because it's only 2/3. And they're giving me 2 days. So this is why it's 8 days in jail. And Aaron keeps talking about this because it was 15 was the sentence. But I guess you only serve 2/3 of the time in Minnesota. So I don't even know why there's.
Saturday's movie day, so it doesn't count.
And everyone's calling Daddy stupid. But Daddy heard 15. How am I supposed to know 15 meant 10? We thought it was movie math, but it's Minnesota math.
It's Minnesota, right? Everyone in Minnesota does this apparently. It
But
doesn't make any
Daddy's the
sense.
idiot. But Daddy's the idiot.
So
they said 15. 15. The clock says 15. You better pay up.
So he has to do 10 days. He has to do 10 days. But he's being given 2. Now, one of the days was the morning that he gave away his apple juice box and read the beginnings of 2 books.
Yeah.
And then the other one was after the June 25th sentencing hearing when he was taken into jail for like an hour. And he's been given 2 days for the few hours he's spent in jail so far. So that's pretty nice of them, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
He's only down to 8.
Yeah,
now.
Daddy didn't understand that one either. Wait, he spends like a total of 4 hours in jail? You get 2 days?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Does he get to serve on the weekends? Is that a thing?
They're looking at that. What he said was, it's not up to him. He has a thing that he wants to do. His attorney has a thing that he wants to do, and they have like what, October 17th. They have to go in and figure that out.
Well, they said they were going to figure. Well, October 17th is his date that he has to turn himself in by. But they said on or around the 7th they were going to come to a decision on the weekend stuff.
All right, so he gets a $200 donation here, and of course, Aaron's feeling all his feels, and he's feeling like it's a victory for him.
$200 from Unforced Ego says another win for the toe. Ups to you for taking accountability for your actions, brother. Some people are incapable of self-reflection and repentance, so be grateful. Yeah, people were mad.
Is that guy watching the same show as us? Is that incredible? He's like, good on you, man. You've obviously figured out what you did wrong, and you've changed your ways. Okay.
Mad that I referenced my newfound faith. They were mad about that.
We were
that's helped
mad.
me.
No one's
We
mad.
thought it was fucking hilarious.
It's hilarious. Talking about Jesus Christ over and over again, but you've never brought him up on your show. It's very funny.
Daddy would have been mad if you didn't talk about it.
And to do it to a judge as if they've never seen this bit before.
Right. I'm a different man now.
Wait a minute. This guy all of a sudden found God? This is so rare. Right before he went to prison or jail?
God must be sending a sign.
Yes.
So I was happy to profess that in front of a court, in front of people. If you're
just not a church or a
I'm going to
priest.
try to give you some advice, even though you're not going to.
Yeah, the one place he does. The only time he used to go to church is when he went with drug addicts. They were all wife swapping.
This fucking idiot thinks he's going to fill the hole that Charlie Kirk left for some reason. like we're in a shortage of idiots who believe in God and beg you for money. We need Aaron. Aaron, where are you? We finally need you to fill a hole. But besides Nick's.
Nope.
If you live in your life for somebody else, whether it's me or anyone else, you're going to have problems. You're going to wonder why everyone else is so happy. And
this is lecture Aaron. We were watching Smug Aaron before. Now we're in lecture mode Aaron, where he tells us how to live our lives. I've never been sentenced to any type of jail sentence. I don't know why he's lecturing me, but what's that, Geno?
I was going to say my favorite is Brother Toe. I like when he turns into Brother Toe.
Yeah.
They're so mad all the time. I don't know what to I mean, again, I don't care if you figure that out, but I hope you do, because sometimes I see some of you and I go, God, that would be a depressing way to live.
He really does care about the haters, which is nice of him. You know, a lot of these guys don't do that.
Ever since he found God.
Right. All right, so let's go to this morning stream. I have some choice cuts from this. It's a lot of the same stuff where, oh, guys, you guys thought that bad things were going to happen. They didn't. I'm killing it. But then at one point he realizes that it's not really a win for the toe. Would that mean it's a loss for the toe? No, definitely not.
Whole thing. So yesterday, look, it feels a little like the Cowboys-Packers game, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like people are saying, oh, it's a win or oh, it's a loss. It feels like a tie.
Unbelievable. This man is incapable of ever taking a loss. Even when he gets sentenced to jail and he thought it would be a $50 fine, he goes, this is just like that football game the other night that ended 40-40.
How? A biblical reference, maybe? Any kind of... No, it had to be sports.
Yeah. It's amazing. He feels like a tie.
You know, it feels like a tie in a game you thought you were going to get blown out in. You're like, I didn't notch the huge victory, but, you know, I didn't...
God, wasn't his team favored by 52 points back in June? And now he thought he was going to get blown out.
That's right. I didn't get kicked in the teeth either. I will say this. If there was one thing I could, like, protest and change about our criminal justice system, it would be that I think defendants need more rights. I was chastised by the state of Minnesota for having a sense of humor about...
is that why?
Is
that why?
Spinning this is incredible.
It's not that you broke the law live on the fucking show, asshole. You're on the fucking internet. We saw what you did.
You know, my plea and everything else. And it's like people are allowed to cope with traumatic things in their life through humor.
Whoa. Did we all just... I'm going to back this up. Aaron just admitted to coping. This is something that only the steel toe haters do. They cope and they seethe. But Aaron just admitted that he was using humor in order to cope with the very serious crime that he committed and was busted for.
About my plea and everything else. And it's like people are allowed to cope with traumatic things in their life through humor. That is okay. Those are not violations. That's not anything like that. You're allowed to have a sense of humor. So
right. Only not the victims of revenge porn worldwide. They're not allowed to make jokes about you because that would be, seething. But when you do it, it is a healthy response to trauma.
He is so mad at the justice system after all of this went down. And we'll probably get to the clips, but he talks about how, you're not innocent until proven guilty. That's what they teach you in school. It's like, well, first off, you broke the law live on your show and everyone saw it. And then they called Geno and they go, hey, did he send you a naked photo of his ex-girlfriend? And Geno goes, yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yes, he did. Stop calling me. Yes, he did.
And to add insult to injury, Keanu's in the car listening to the call from the police officer and goes, yeah, I saw it too, officer.
And he's... That is amazing.
That's what she said. We were all there.
At the sentencing. You've
Yes.
been convicted. This is not up for debate, Aaron.
He pled guilty. He's like, they treat you
You're
like
a criminal.
guilty. Yes.
Why didn't he say any of this in his statement? He could have addressed the court at the court. I feel like I'm being railroaded. No, he said, I'm sorry. I did a horrible thing. I take responsibility. I found Jesus. He never once blamed the courts.
It's incredible how he can just do a turnabout like this. I don't know anyone else I've ever met who could pull this off or even try to pull this off. So this is crazy, and I'm interested in your take on this, all of you actually, because I'm not exactly sure what Aaron is hinting at here.
Okay. But there was a thing, I'm going to tell you about it someday, and I think it's going to blow any amount of faith you maybe had in our system, because it kind of speaks to how even when you are the victim of a crime, if you've ever done anything in your life, you have no rights. It's really wild. I don't think it's a systemic thing. I think it's a personal failure, a personal corruption, but I have been advised by counsel to file reports on it.
Okay. He's talking about corruption, but it's not systemic. It's just against him.
It's personal.
And he's been advised by multiple people to file reports on it. What the fuck is he talking about, Geno?
I don't know, because he also said he's a victim
Yeah.
Yeah.
of something. So I guess maybe his lawyers are trying to say, hey, man up. No one cares if anyone shared pictures of you with your big titties hanging out.
maybe that's what it is.
Like, what are you doing? You're embarrassing yourself
Maybe that's
using
what it
this
is.
as evidence. When has a man ever complained about a topless, as you put it, T-O-P-L-E-S-S?
Yes.
Don't worry, you'll do it when you get up here. Picture of a man. No man has ever brought a picture of himself without his shirt on and said, Your Honor, I'm a victim of revenge porn as well. That's the only thing Daddy can think of.
Well, he showed one nipple, and they showed both of his nipples, so that's double the crime.
I believe that's the first time someone's done an impression of Geno doing an impression of Ron the limo driver. Ronnie. So that's impressive, right? That's a first on this program right here.
Multiple counsel. So I will probably be talking about that at a later date. And
This is the guy who's like, this is all behind me. We're moving on. I don't want to have to deal with this anymore. There's a weight off my shoulders. He's just like, and by the way, we're definitely going to keep shit going with these assholes. Whatever he's talking about. Very funny.
That's
all right.
fine, because I have a feeling they're going to keep going with you. He thinks this is the end. Daddy thinks this is just the beginning.
I'm with you on that, Geno. So now all of a sudden he turns into, oh my gosh, I just feel for the people who aren't as fortunate as I am to be represented by this guy, Todd Peterson, who's so amazing, as we've all seen. And so now he's starting to feel bad for the other people in the legal system.
about you. It's like, honestly, going through this, it made me like, I had a mild panic attack for other people. It was either yesterday or the day before, because I was like, I was just calculating just how many people in your local community are. I worry about how many innocent people are in jail. Like yesterday, I thought,
what an amazing person. He had a mild panic attack. Think about all of those less fortunate people than him who are getting railroaded.
He didn't find Jesus. He is Jesus.
Yes, you're right. It's incredible.
like,
I
man, if I
almost
could
cared
take,
enough to have a panic attack, Carl. I almost cared enough to almost have a panic attack.
It was mild. It was mild.
Yeah, for your sins, for all of your sins, not for mine.
Right.
any different steps in life, I would have been a defense attorney, because I think.
Okay, this is great. I got to back this up real quick, because we've been talking about this with Stuttering John and the LSAT, and how when he becomes an attorney in a couple of years, which he will pass the bar, and Anthony Cooper will pay for all of that. What he's going to do is he's going to lower his rates a lot lower than other attorneys, because he wants to give back to those who are less fortunate.
Oh, that's beautiful.
This is what children do when they're fantasizing about becoming a virtuous adult. And then you realize that you have fucking bills to pay, and you're like, no, let's try to make as much money as possible and be as good at what we do as we can be. But the fact that Aaron and John are both now, because they're involved with attorneys, are fantasizing about becoming an attorney and changing the world. Both of these idiots are doing this.
Right, it's like when a kid goes to a sports game and gets all excited and goes, I'm going to be a baseball player.
Right, I did that. I was 6.
I worry about how many innocent people are in jail. Like yesterday, I thought, I'm like, man, if I could have taken any different steps in life, I would have been a defense attorney, because I think being a defense attorney, you can really help people.
Adam,
If
comments?
if you could do it over again, you wouldn't have sent the revenge porn to Geno. That's it. That's it.
Good point. You wouldn't even know the defense attorneys were up to.
And if you want to stick it to the government, you want to fight back against a corrupt system, I think you have to do it from the inside. And being a defense attorney might be a good way to do that. I really do think they are the heroes and the knights and the guardians.
And you're one of them, Aaron, so that's amazing. You're on Team Defense Attorney, as we just established.
And the Lilies and the Oscars.
I get it.
Of our system, those and judges. I think if you work for the government, you work for the devil. I really do. Because I just thought yesterday, I'm like, you know, the saying, I'd rather have 10 guilty men go free than one innocent person spend a day in jail. I feel that.
Wow. Moody pointed this out to me. He's like, Carl, you have to play this clip on the show today. Aaron pretty much just said that he was one of these innocent people who, you know, unfortunately, because the system sucks and it's corrupt and they're just out to get you, that now he's doing jail time.
For our sins.
Who's gonna write a book about this guy? Not it.
Well, Carl, his statement, while filled with tons of references to Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior and God, the other half was just about how he knows how Kayla feels because he, too, is a victim. So he wasn't pretending all that much.
Is that incredible? Anthony Cumia is here. He says, am I going to have to pony up another law school scholarship? Yes.
Boss, I want to be a lawyer, too. I want to be a lawyer, too, boss.
You're paying for Geno as well. Sorry, Ed.
I need to keep my electric on.
So this is so incredible that he just said, he's like, yeah, you know, if there's one innocent person behind bars, then the system is broken for that reason. And I feel that.
Yeah.
And then he realized, like, oh, shit, I pled guilty to a crime that I committed that everyone saw that I committed. And so watch his saving face real quick.
And I worry about others who didn't do anything wrong. Like me, Dad, I did something wrong. But
right. You just feel like you didn't do anything wrong.
There's that mild panic attack.
When he
people
says
who didn't do anything wrong and they just don't have the resources and the state can slander them, lie about them, hammer them down, beat their souls. You know, maybe they're not as internally tough as I am. They don't have a sense of humor and a way of dealing with things like, hey, life goes on. You learn your lessons. What do? Teach people. But like, I worry about, you know, the mentally ill. I worry about the poor. I worry about
blacks.
these people.
The blacks! You've been talking about the blacks this whole time! Just say it! Quit beating around the bush!
I'm trying.
Bush had a song in the 90s called Glycerine.
They did,
People
yeah.
thought it was Listerine. Do you remember that, Carl?
It was a big hit for them. Yeah, it was their ballad.
Sorry, Daddy's all over the place.
I don't remember, and I didn't take Bible studies, but I don't remember Jesus being smug. Was there a point where Jesus was just like, the meek, maybe I'll give you the earth at some point. We'll see.
He went through a phase.
Yeah, were you there? Were you there, Carl?
I wasn't there.
They only had so much paper and ink back then. They could have put everything in there about Jesus.
Don't care if the state doesn't care about the truth. They just care about getting their guy and getting a win and putting a plus on their win percentage on the back of their baseball card, and these poors get railroaded.
Nothing ironic there.
Wow, he's literally talking about his show. Everything with him is a win, and we got to win, and we're beating the haters, and that's what... I don't think he should be in the justice system the way that he thinks it operates. I'll be honest. Seems like a bad idea.
Carl, I got to go, baby. I love you, handsome. Thank you.
Love you, Geno.
I'm
Thanks for
sorry
stopping
Daddy
by.
overslept. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I need more friends. I'm losing friends. Please don't disown me, Carl.
We'll see you on the Bedabbler Network Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you very much. El Horrible, Tukey, Rocco, Geno Burro, whatever the fuck just happened.
And make sure to catch Geno selling used appliances online every day for discounted prices. They are wonderful. He's very smart. He's just loud.
All right, so now Aaron's going to justify why getting these 8 days in jail is actually nothing at all. I mean, it's literally not even spending any time in jail.
It just 8 days feels like nothing compared to the weight that's off my shoulders.
Oh, so he was stressed out about this. Oh, okay. I thought he was carefree. All right, good to know.
You know, the weight that's off my shoulders. 8 days, it'll come and go. 8 days will come and go. How many times have you've been on a trip or you got a trip coming up and it's 8 days away and you're like, oh, that's forever. And then blink of an eye. Here's what
Is he talking to us like we're his children?
Yes.
He's talking like he's looking forward to this.
But also the idea that he's explaining to us that like 8 days goes by pretty quickly. Yeah. Like you have an adult audience, Aaron. We're not sitting there on December 18th going, when's Christmas getting here? And you got to sit down and now here's the deal. It's going to seem like a long time, but...
You're absolutely right. It's the only time it's appropriate for you to refer to yourself as a good boy, is if you're talking to kindergartners trying to make a point.
Yeah, he really does look down on everyone who pays attention to him. And I've said this a lot. Aaron has no respect for his audience, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
he's correct about
I've seen his audience.
We've seen the audience. He's
He was
right to talk down to them.
He was praising the judge and the lawyers and the justice
Mm-hmm.
system, and then 5 minutes later, he's talking about how it's corrupt and it's all injustice, and he needs to overturn it himself.
Right. He's got to be the guy on the inside.
He's going to bring it down from the inside.
who makes the change.
Because it is difficult from the outside. I just want
It's harder.
I figure I got at least 40 more years spinning around on this rock. I got to find 8 days of that next 40 years to give, and then poof. The dumbest thing I've ever done in my life goes away.
Okay, couple things here. So first off, again, I don't know who he's trying to help cope with this. I think it's himself. He's trying to soothe himself with this, where it's like 8 days sounds like a lot of time in jail, but I mean, I got 40 more years to go. 8 days, what is that? As a percentage wise, it's pretty low. But then he also says, and that will get rid of the biggest mistake I ever made in my life. I thought the biggest mistake was bringing his children around drugs. He thinks it's sending a naked pic of Kayla to Geno. Because I remember months went by when he was being a really bad parent and doing a lot of horrible things and putting his children in harm's way and risking his whole family.
Yeah.
Losing custody, not being able to see his children and grow up with them.
And he cared about the futures of everyone else involved, which is why he called the cops.
Well, right. Let's not forget that. But now the biggest mistake he made was sending a pic to Geno and bragging about it.
But don't
That's
worry,
the biggest
he'll
mistake
never.
today.
Yeah, and he'll never talk to Geno again, so you don't have to worry about that ever happening.
Right. Yes. Amazing.
Scott Jonesy with it.
Okay, so I think there's one more thing I want to play from here. But I'm really glad that Geno came on. I wish we could talk to him more about what happened in the courtroom. If you want to watch, he called into NLO yesterday, called into Patrick's show, and really did a great job breaking it down. Well, also another guy, Boots on the Ground, who sent me a really good overview of everything that happened in the courtroom. So very funny event. I wish it was broadcast live. That would have been fantastic.
So my attorney was very interested and in the fact that people were organizing a harassment campaign to try to have me harmed.
Okay, listen to this delusion. So in Aaron's world, it's everyone against Aaron. Aaron's always the victim. He's on top, but he's a victim. Your jobs will be influencer, millionaire, victim. It's the whole South Park thing. So in Aaron's mind, there's an organized harassment campaign against him that's trying to have him harmed. Listen to this.
Whenever I go in, that has been reported and that will be dealt with. Again, I think that's a sign of crippling mental illness, and you should probably get that checked on.
You mean thinking that Tukey and Schizo Sean wanted you harmed? Is that what you're talking about, the mental illness part? Because I agree. He's really projecting this out on these people who showed up so that they could witness what happened and then come on shows and talk about it. That's what this is. This is entertainment. Aaron's put himself in this predicament where he's an entertainment show and he's this guy who's the villain of the dabbleverse or whatever and the heel and everyone loves to hate me. And there's like people show up because they want to talk about the thing. It's just like, you're trying to hurt me.
It's not that organized of a campaign.
It's not
really.
organized at all. I was trying to get a flight last minute, but it was very difficult. I was gonna meet Tukey in Minneapolis, but it was a whole thing. Hold on, I'm getting a text from Moody.
What I like about this is that he delivers it all directly to the camera, and he thought about that, so we would feel like he's talking directly to us.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Moody says, "This is about me. I'm assuming he's twisting something I mentioned on WTP and NLO, which is that it might be possible to get in contact with other inmates at Stearns County and ask them about Aaron, a public figure, when he's in jail. It's not a harassment campaign, and no one is intending to do harm to Aaron." Yes, we did talk about this on my show yesterday. I thought it was brilliant. That was a brilliant idea to talk to people who have to deal with Aaron on a daily basis. Just interview them. That's all we talked about. After looking into it further and reading the Toe Secret X-Files posts from earlier today, weekenders are not part of Gen Pop, So there'd be no point in doing any of it if Aaron is only spending weekends in there. That being said, Aaron seems to think that he can describe himself as a claim to be a public figure and then claim any sort of reporting on him as harassment. Yes, Moody. Good point. Reporters talk to inmates about their public figure inmates all the time. That's all that's happening here. Aaron lies about almost everything. So it's worthwhile to get other primary sources who can corroborate on the parts of the story that were true. Yes, which is why we needed people in the courtroom to explain when there were gasps and when there weren't gasps. But also, thank you, Moody, for sending that in, because I was not picking up on that harassment campaign. I thought he meant the fact that Schizo Sean took a photo of him walking silly and posted it on X. That's a good point, though. So I guess, watch out. New Zealand, man. Police will be knocking on your door. You get a free trip to the U.S. after this.
In my opinion. L Omega Red Boy says, hey, you're not in jail? That was another thing yesterday. I had to keep a lot of stuff quiet yesterday, but there were a few things I was kind of laughing at the anti-steel toe people about, because I think the reason they're mad today.
You mad?
No.
Adam?
No, I feel great.
Moody?
Is that you notice anytime like I tell them what's going on and they don't want to believe it, it's you're lying. It's like, well, guys, I'm living it. Sorry, I know what's going on.
That's insane. Yeah. Aaron's been wrong about everything so far. Even when he's like, I thought I was going to get 30 days. I only got 15. Even then. And he's still claiming he knows everything that's going on and he's the puppet master.
And in last night's show, he said he wasn't going to gloat about this.
He did say that.
Always lying.
He can't help it.
No.
He can't help but gloat.
But I think what they're mad about is they set themselves up for these delusions, and then those delusions didn't come true, so they had to cope about it somehow.
Disappointed!
Like, yesterday they were like, you're going to jail today. And like, I knew.
You're going to jail later this month. Whatever. No one's upset about it.
You're going to jail today.
Yeah, what's he talking about? But just to point out, he's already gone to jail twice. That's why he's got the 2 days. Yeah. He's already got it twice for this felony.
He did an apple juice review.
Right, so people aren't just like kicking cans down the street going, God damn it. You only went to jail twice, and then now it's going to be a third time down the road?
I'm so mad.
He told us ahead of time, I will be going to jail. This will be happening, so look out for it.
No, it's not. No.
Ooh. A long time ago that I wasn't going to jail today. Or yesterday. I knew that we knew we weren't.
Wow. The things he needs to find victories from, I know, is very incredible. Yeah. We know. You'll go to jail eventually. Okay, cool.
He had one power move left in his arsenal, and it was to not do a show. If he didn't immediately do what we all knew he was going to do, which is run on the air and bitch, he had some kind of power and capital he could have used to actually make money further down the line, but he just did. He blew it all in this one shitty show.
Oh, and he's very happy with himself, too.
Yeah.
This all worked out very well in his mind because he got some big donos. And he was already talking about, like, the goal. I don't even know if it's, like, next Tuesday or something. Like, he's good with goals for a few days.
Yeah.
And nothing makes this man happier than having future goals taken care of. Because then he sleeps real easy.
Well, he'll come back in and be like, well, I gave you guys a break from the goal, so the goal today is $800.
Well, we should probably do that because he's going to miss some time. And he does have to pay some money to people. And so, yeah. Oh, that's what I remember. I wanted to tell you guys about the sentencing.
Diagnostic test.
Yes. This is funny. So this is the sentencing right here that I'm not showing on the screen, but I will when I remember to do it. Okay, here we go. And so you can see he's got the 364 days, time to serve 15 days, and the stay is 349 days for 2 years. I mean, let's not forget there's also probation going on. So the term of 2 years being monitored for probation is not nothing. I wouldn't want that. Fees, the total is $1,139. That is 4 goals. 4 morning goals. Shit. God damn it. And then, so this is the craziest part. Cognitive skill training. Successfully complete a cognitive skills program such as thinking for a change as directed by agent. Thinking for a change. So he's got to go take one of these courses that, like, for, people who make rash decisions or anger management or whatever. It's just like, now what should you have done?
That's funny because he's talking to his audience like they're idiots.
Yes. And now he has to go take one of these courses. Wait till he learns so much about himself and he comes back on the show. He's just like, guys, you know that you could take a beat and process information before you just start reacting to it? I just learned this. It's amazing.
Yeah, but that's best case scenario. Chances are he's not going to pass that course because he's going to have no idea what they're talking about.
Right. No. You got to get out in front of it.
Yeah. You attack.
No. What you do is take a minute, maybe even sleep on it, and then decide how best to proceed after that.
I'm going to send you a picture of my ex-girlfriend really fast. You tell me.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about, Teach.
Yeah.
I want to thank people who are here watching the show. We have a lot to get to. Brendan Schaub sticking up for his buddy Theo Vaughn, which is hilarious. We got Opie. He's on with Ron the Waiter, and Ron the Waiter is feeling more and more powerful on that show, which I love. Adam was checking out Stuttering John on the Stephanie Miller Show from back in 2016. They had Billy West on. They had Marc and Maron on as guests. Of course, we have Tapoka Dabbler. But first, supertip.gg/WATP. Carl's Frosted Tips coming in. Sitting in the woods waiting for deer. Guy stuff. That is guy stuff. Hopefully you have earbuds in. Because we do scare deer away on this show. It's a lot, especially Geno Burro. A lot of yelling going on. Hazard Forward coming in.
And how can man go better than facing fearful odds for the ashes of his fathers and the temples of his gods?
Okay, weird, but nice sentiment. Too bad no one heard it because you didn't speak into the fucking mic.
Speaking to the fucking mic like Geno does. You notice how he's always speaking into the mic?
The man can project.
Destriga coming in.
Me and Rob Saw are going to take the toe out for a grinder session with a puppy so he's ready for the rigors of jail life.
Just kiss the first Aryan Nation guy that pulls his wiener out. Fresh Minnesota fart box ready to go.
If Aaron needs some tips dealing with N-words, they like sugar and hands jobs, you can toss a salad or two. Baby oil is a very needed component. I'm here to help. Don't drop that soap, Wink.
It's just jail, everyone. It's just jail. Anonymous says, I laughed a little at Nick Rekieta's line of Aaron no longer being able to abuse women. I guess he didn't mention him banging Aaron's wife. No, it wasn't brought up in the comment to Will Heron. The Mud Shark coming in.
And as I walk through the valley of death, I shall fear no evil. And by evil, I mean Geno Bisconte.
God damn, I wish I could read the transcript of the statement that he read. It sounds so hilarious. Although, I believe, like I said, that there's a boots on the ground that sent me. He took very good notes. So I think I have a pretty good transcript of it. Maybe we'll get to that at some point.
Yeah.
Outer World coming in.
This little piggy is in protective custody.
Yes, he is. Charity McDennis.
Ghost party.
That's Tukey's favorite song right there. KFT coming back.
What about all the good things Hitler did? I mean, he almost got rid of the Shoolies.
Rocco, please call me back. You've been avoiding me since our night in Vegas. Tyrone and Zion have been asking about you, sweet-ass box.
Hunter Duke coming in.
Happy Steel-Toberfest, everyone. Here's to another year watching this idiot screw himself. Nice shirt producer, Chris.
Oh, yeah. Hunter Duke with the Steel-Toberfest. Look at you representing. You do that on purpose?
Yeah, for once.
Wow. My wife mom didn't pick out the right clothes for me today. What the fuck?
He said it.
He said it. Heavy Valley Wrecking Crew coming in. Those dirty Penguins fans. In my younger days, I may have been in court a few times. Now I know I was a victim of corruption, not because not because I did dummy legal shit and got caught. Right. That's correct. If only you had the Aaron Imholte Esquire there to represent you. Yeah. Cyberganic coming in. This dude acting like Cartman with the fish stick joke. He's progressively becoming more of a victim in his own head. Right. That was so funny about watching last night and then watching this morning. And we didn't watch as much of it as I thought we might, but it's a lot. It's crazy how we guys, I did the wrong thing and I fessed up to it and I'm better now and I'm a changed person and and then it turns into it. Yeah, we fucking won. I only got 8 days in jail. That's fucking nothing. You guys are all crying about it.
He takes certain phrases for a test spin.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that sounded pretty good. Let's try it this way.
Yeah. Also, he's reading everything. The idea that he's going through and going like, oh yeah, and the steel toe haters thought this was going to happen. And they said that when I was watching these clips, and they're like 50 minutes long, but when I was watching all this stuff, he is referencing specific things people posted in Reddit because I read them. I'm like, why are you responding to that one person in Reddit in a long thread about this? Holy shit, dude.
But then after he responds to that stuff, he really just goes on and does the rest of his show talking about hot topics? Is that what he does?
Of course. He's a
and
pro.
people just let him talk about that stuff, and they're not like,
It was funny on last night on Tuesday night because he starts off and he's doing, the first 7-8 minutes, he's just talking about the trial and what happened. And he's like, hey guys, you probably think I'm going to talk about this the whole time. I'm not. We got a lot of stuff to get to. And it's just like, stuff to get to?
Yeah.
This is all anyone wants to talk about
This
right
is
now.
it.
This is it, man.
Remember the baseball announcer that said that obscene word, and then he had to see himself off? Like, he's not sticking around for the next couple games during his trial. He's gone.
Hilarious.
Truly, I tell you, let those little super chats come to me. Let's reach the goal so I can go to law school and fight for the poor and marginalized.
Hey, fuckface, that's my grift.
Right. It's amazing what's happening. Labyrinth Mystic. It might be me. They say that if you stare at something, it'll actually change the way it behaves just because you're observing it.
Yeah.
This might be on me. Labyrinth Mystic.
It's a case of ego plus not wanting to pay equals I'm going to be a lawyer.
It's simpler than that, Adam. It's in case the guy being a moron, a fool, an IDIOT cunt.
Very well said, Geno.
Let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which the Big Shuli has established. The authorities that exist have been established by the Big Shuli. Consequently, whoever rebels against the authority is rebelling against what the Big Shuli has instituted, and those who do so will bring judgment on themselves. Romans 13, 1-2.
Yeah, no, that sounds gay. If you work for the government, you work for the devil, except that one time I ratted out my bull, his wife, and my ex-wife because they kicked me out of our little sex pretzel.
It's hilarious. Well said. Principal Uncertainty coming in. I remember fondly Rocco's coverage of the OJ chase. Some black guy, maybe a white thing, large, metallic. Is it metallic? What? I was at that trial. Are you sure? Kiki Peach coming in. Geno's WP's Ron the Waiter. Oh, God. It kind of is. It's not a bad analogy, actually. Scooter G.
I'm a changed man. I'm a Christian now. Holy fuck. Gray Duckling priming my asshole with $15 fucking dollars. That means we're $100 away from the goddamn goal.
Killing it.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it.
Constantine L coming in.
I remember I was sitting in the studio, and Carl walked by and said, "What are you doing here? Leave me alone."
That was amazing. Blind Mike had one of the greatest Opie segments ever. It was very short. He just played the clip of Opie saying, Jimmy Kimmel's in the news. Let me tell you the story about my experience with Jimmy Kimmel, where he went to Jimmy Kimmel's show during a live taping, and Jimmy Kimmel saw him and went, "What are you doing here?" And Blind Mike goes, "I remembered this story." And then he played the clip of Opie telling the exact same story about going on Adam Carolla's Love Line, and Adam Carolla pointing him through the glass and going, "What are you doing here?" And then Anthony picked up on it and played on his show too. So that was fun. Well done, Mike.
But Anthony brilliantly pointed out, maybe he wasn't saying, "What are you doing here?" There's a good chance he was like, "Oh, what are you doing here?"
Yeah, because both those shows tape in LA and Opie's in New York. And so it's just like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" Because they all share the same agent too. So they would know of each other and know each other. Could very well just be like, "Oh, what are you doing here? Hey, Ope." It could just be one of those. But
as we'll see later, Opie allows this misinterpretation of one sentence to define that person for the rest of their life.
Yes, everything's a slight to Opie. KFT became a YouTube member. Thank you very much for that. Cosmic Nod. I'm going to let you take some of these.
Cosmic Nod. Steel Toe is in real life Jerry Springer. Yes, he is. Stephen Bravo just became a YouTube member.
Thank you, Stephen.
Wes Little. Aaron proclaiming to be a Christian really grinds my gears. Those of us who are actually grateful for what God has done for us are contrite and humbled. He is neither of these. Yes.
Well said.
Slam peace forever, mommy. I love everything Rocco does, but this sucks. No, it's just loud. That's all.
He does his Geno a little bit too well. That's the problem.
Yeah, you're right.
Mark Turnquist says 6 hours later, Tull still has the shirt from Cordon. Oh, well, got to do a little cleaning around the house. Might as well keep this dress shirt on. Yeah. He ran home to play with his toys and talk to his friends and couldn't even take his shirt. Wow.
And he changes between every morning show and evening show. He brags about it. He's always changing his shirt.
James Q. Legend, when did Geno start finishing thoughts? Yeah, it's a new one.
We're waiting.
Labyrinth Mystic, ask Anthony. Apologized and still stuck with Geno. Ham Hands is becoming a YouTube member. Thank you, Ham Hands.
Thank you, Ham Hands. Go to the membership tab for all the bonus stuff.
Broke ass fuck Melendez would love to see producer Andy on TSN. That was a mixed message. Shardy McDennis coming in. Can Geno go outside and show us how many bird turds are on his fartless Tesla? Rick from New York, I am officially renaming the Biscontis Dumb and Dumbella. Not a brain cell between them. Imus for life.
Thank you, Rick from New York. Appreciate you, buddy.
Margaritos. AO1012, he realizes he's on 2 years probation, right?
No. Not brought up one fucking time, this idiot.
Norab Nibrock is a member for 5 months. Thank you, OJ. Producer Chris rules.
Thank you, OJ. Agreed.
There's a new territory going on now, says, is having fake Geno on your show gay?
I'm going to go not gay.
Nope.
Okay, very good. I guess I win that one.
Constantine L coming in. By the way, I've got none from your Patreon. Oh, Eve got none from your Patreon. Great show, guys. Can't wait for the SJ segment.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, we actually, this person sent me a link of Artie on Conan doing the Muttley that John is now taken over. And so we played that on the bonus show yesterday and then played John doing that, even though he went on the Howard Stern show and called Artie out for doing that specific thing. It's what you'd expect.
Yep. Rick from New York is back. And just this Monday morning, I asked Opie, was it Corolla or Kimmel? He told the story all over again. This time, Corolla was the offender again. Yes, I saw that, Rick. It was
amazing,
incredible.
Rick. That's great. Well
so
done.
Glad he did that.
It's amazing.
Constantine L, I meant the Opie segment, LOL. Of course you do.
Of course you do, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. But first, I want to talk about Bappa, Brendan Schaub.
Because to me, I'm just like, oh, it's literally a blimp in the road, man.
Okay, I'm sure people have heard this story. It's been making all the news. Theo Von recently was at the Beacon Theater recording his new Netflix special and had a really tough time, had a bad showing. It was reported on Reddit, very reputable source, that a third of the audience left the theater before the show was over, that Theo couldn't remember what the punchlines were and was like asking off stage what the tags were supposed to be or redoing jokes and looking at the right camera and stuff, and just didn't seem to have a good showing at this Netflix special. And the video that came out that people are talking about is this one. After the show, he's talking to the fans who come up to the front row, and he says something.
I don't know what to tell you about that, man. I'm having a long month. I'm trying not to take my own life, so I just want to get these photos.
So Theo goes, hey, man, I know I fucked up, but I'm having a really tough week, and I'm just trying not to take my own life. And so this video clip right here made the rounds. Everyone went, oh, no, what's going on with Theo? Is he all right? Is he relapsing? You know, he used to have some drug and alcohol issues, pretty well documented. What's going on here? And so Theo Von, who is wildly famous. I mean, this guy interviewed Trump leading up to the election. So he has a very big show and a very big platform. He used to be on a show called The King and the Sting. You know who his co-host was on that show?
Who?
Brendan Schaub.
Oh, my God.
So Brendan Schaub is like, oh, no, my buddy Theo is going through a tough patch right now with all this news that's coming out. I know what he needs. He needs me to stick up for him and get his back. So this is from the most recent episode of The Schaub Show, where Brendan decides he's going to help out his buddy Theo Von.
Before we get to the fighting, one more thing.
I mean, what's crazy about this, so as you guys know, Brendan moved to Austin to be closer to Joe Rogan, but actually it was because Brian Callen moved to Austin to be closer to Joe Rogan, and he wanted to keep doing the Fight of the Kids, so he followed Brian Callen to Austin, and then he bought this giant garage where he like works on his truck, or someone, he doesn't work on his truck, but someone does, and his cars and stuff. And then he also turned the upstairs part of that, this big warehouse thing, into a studio. And I think when the air conditioning's running, it's the loudest thing you've ever heard. I mean, he might as well be in a hurricane doing his show, because listen to how loud that is as he comes on.
It's the same issue.
Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. All right. Son of a bitch. I was doing so well for a second there.
Before we get to the fighting, one more thing. I see a lot of people out there, a lot of people reaching out to me like, yo, talk to your boy Theo. Hopefully Theo's okay. And then a lot of you are hating on Theo right now. Let me tell you something about Theo Von. Theo shot his special, right? Theo shot his special and was having some issues with the material, was going, behind the curtain asking for taglines, and they're shooting for Netflix. So it was a bit of a mess. For those of you piling on Theo right now, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. Let me tell you something.
What do you think about his strategy so far, Adam? You think this is a good way to get the haters to calm down?
I'm so distracted by that sound.
Yeah.
And what he's wearing.
Yeah.
It's like in the 90s or 80s when they'd have like adult male comics play kids and they had to wear outfits that like a toddler would wear. He's stuffed into this like little girl's outfit. It's so distracting. Look at how much thought was put into this scene with the globe right there and the two lights. And they're like, well, how's it going to sound? I don't give a shit. Just fucking work on cars in the background.
Right. Also, just to piggyback on his appearance. Yeah. So he's got a red ball cap backwards and a little poof of hair sticking up.
He's a little rascal.
Yeah, it's like a little rascal thing. Like that is something that he's in the mirror going, yeah, I'm gonna just get my little blonde hair up through here.
It smacks of that, which is like the opposite of what anybody in Texas wants. He's squeezed into these short shorts while talking to us seriously about suicide and like the worst things and trying to give us serious advice when he looks like a cocktail weenie.
He's reminding us, you ain't shit.
Yeah, let's back that up just real quick, because I think that when people go, geez, Theo had a really tough go at it. What's going on with him? Did he lose his fastball? Is he back on drugs? Like, what's going on? And Brendan's just like, I got this. You guys all suck. Fuck you. That's not... I mean, Brendan, you're the worst at dealing with trolls. He's still suing Unique. He's the worst at dealing with criticism as anyone on the internet. He's going to stick up for his buddy Theo Von. I'm sure Theo will be like, dude, this is why I left this fucking show. They've turned it into the golden hour, which is also just laughable.
It was a bit of a mess. For those of you piling on Theo right now, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. Let me tell you something. I've been in those green rooms. I've been around the most talented, most successful comics in the world for a very long time.
And they're like, yeah, I'll grab another drink. Oh, you're one of us? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. I thought you were getting our order right now.
None of them touch Theo Von. Theo Von is once in a fucking generational talent. Did he have a bad night? Yes. By all standards, by all metrics, he had a bad night shooting his special. That doesn't mean Theo isn't funny, Theo isn't talented, Theo isn't special, Theo relapsed. It means none of that. It means
First off,
Yep.
he doesn't know.
Nope.
He doesn't know what Theo was going through. And I'm not saying he relapsed, but for Brendan just be like, look, just because he had an off night doesn't mean he's on drugs. It could. It's possible. I mean,
Doesn't mean he's broke or ruined all his friendships or please stop defending me.
Listen, you haters. Every night I had was an off night.
yeah, right. Well, actually, it's funny you say that because he's going to get into that in just a moment.
Uh-oh.
Theo had a tough time shooting his fucking Netflix special. What is it, his 4th, 5th special? One night doesn't define Theo Von. Y'all need to back the fuck up.
Is that what people are saying? Theo Von was never funny or talented, and we don't like him anymore. Is that what the consensus is? Is that what he's seeing? Because I haven't seen that.
I was talking to you earlier. I said that night defined him.
You did. You did. I was like, what do you think about Theo Von? You're like, well, yesterday I felt very differently about it, but now everything's changed. It's so stupid.
If you want to hate on anybody, send it my way instead of Theo's. I don't give a fuck. But you guys go.
Okay, that's the other thing,
Wait,
too.
what?
I know. This is... Oh, this is so stupid. The fact that he just goes, if you guys want to hate on someone on the internet, send it to me. Yeah, we will.
We have been.
Right. No, Brendan, we're not going to slow down on you. That's not the point of this. We're just saying that, like, Theo Von had an off night.
We could do a few things at once.
Yeah. It's so stupid that he thinks he's getting his buddies back by saying,
yeah.
And by the way, it's insulting to Theo Von.
Yep.
Yes.
Theo can't handle this, but Brendan can. I think Theo's fine. I think he's going to be just fine. I'm more worried about Brendan's job.
Me too. It reveals what's really going on with him. This has nothing to do with helping Theo. This has to do with, someone else is getting hate? All right, well, here's what I wish people would do for me. Watch this. Now I have a buddy in the trenches.
Oh, you're right. That's a great point. How come Brian Callen never came out and said, hey, homeless cats, stop ragging on my boy. Make fun of me instead. Like, no one's doing that because, A, it doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. It's stupid. And A, it doesn't work. It's stupid.
It's a long list. We could go on forever.
Yeah.
Anybody, send it my way instead of Theo's. I don't give a fuck. But you guys going at Theo right now, that ain't the move. A guy that struggles with the way he does, and he's very open about it, doesn't need you to pile on him at this time right now.
Oh, this guy's learned nothing about the internet. He's learned fucking nothing about the internet. Listen, I'm going to lecture you guys. Yeah. You guys are on Reddit and Twitter, and you're putting your posts, and you're making your voice heard. Stop it right now.
Oh, shit. Guys,
I'm putting an end to it.
Cut it off.
We got to stop that.
Yeah, we're done.
We got to stop that right now.
Yep.
All right, I'm not going to be in this Discord for a while. I guess I'm
pack it up.
I went too hard. Theo Von.
That's amazing.
What a fucking idiot. This guy should understand this better than anyone, and he understands it less than anyone. It's crazy.
That is predictable. He doesn't understand things.
No, he does not.
And I'm fascinated by that clip that you played. I've watched it a bunch. It is amazing because Theo Von is a very sincere, passionate, honest guy. He comes off that way. So for him to kneel down and tell his fans, listen, I've been having a really tough time. I'm thinking about Greenland. And everyone laughed. Like everyone around him, they all laughed out loud, which means there's something going on there we don't know. No one can claim to know what happened unless they were there, and I look forward to finding out. So Schaub jumping on this with all the facts is bullshit.
It's stupid. And Netflix, if they were smart, would put that out unedited right now.
Fuck yeah.
It would get more views than anything ever.
You want to pile on somebody, pile on me. I don't give a fuck. I can handle it.
You cannot. And yes, we will.
Back off, Theo. I'm telling you. Back the fuck off, Theo.
I mean, does he really think he can command the internet to do stuff? This is the same issue that Opie had with Anthony back in the day when they were still doing Opie and Anthony, where Opie just be like, why aren't you defending me on the internet? These haters. And Anthony's like, that's not how this works.
Right.
This is the same thing with, Keanu's big problem with me when she came on This Little Piggy, when she demanded the link and I sent it to her. And then they're like, Carl, why don't you stick up for your friend Keanu? I'm like, that's not how this works. What am I going to tell? I'm going to tell Nick Rekieta what to say to Keanu. He's got some thoughts on that. I'm going to let him go. Let them settle it.
Actually, your friend, they'd be like, that's not going to help. Me getting out there and trying to defend you is only going to make them double down.
Theo, he ain't the one, man. If he's having a tough time, he's burning the candles at both ends. And for whatever reason, it just came to fruition the night of his special. Also, just so you know,
that's not a good defense. You're not helping at all. hey guys, he's obviously just taking on more work than he can handle, and that's why he's failing at it. Jesus Christ, with friends like these.
Exactly.
I'm waiting for Geno to be his friend now and help him out with something. Like, fuck.
I don't think Theo's thanking him for this.
No, definitely not. That's the dumbest thing you can say is like, listen, I mean, he's just overwhelmed. He's trying to do too much.
There's many reasons why he sucked the other night.
Shut up, Brendan. Brendan, just shut up.
Why he's bad to waiters and waitresses. He's famously just a terrible person, and we can't blame him for it.
Right.
Theo, he ain't the one, man. If he's having a tough time, he's burning the candles at both ends, and for whatever reason, it just came to fruition the night of his special. Also, just so you know, his last special that a lot of you loved, maybe some of you criticized it, but a lot of you loved, you didn't see any issues, right? He also struggled in that one, too.
Oh.
Brendan, I mean, does he hate Theo Von? Is that what this is? Maybe he's like still mad at Theo Von for leaving his show or something.
Yeah.
What a dick thing to say. Oh, you guys thought that he was bad at this special? He was bad at even the special that wasn't that bad.
Does he owe a lot of people money? Yes. Yes, he does.
Why would you say that? It's so mean.
He gets nervous when he shoots specials.
He
There's
beats
a
his
lot
wife.
of stress.
What are you going to do?
Chris, if you ever defend me in this manner. Carl's a nervous wreck. He hadn't told you that.
His kid sucks at soccer. What's he supposed to do?
Two, he gets nervous when he shoots specials. There's a lot of stress when you shoot a special, especially for Netflix. So Theo, for whatever reason, it's one of the hurdles that he has. This is no different. Doesn't mean he's doing terrible. Doesn't mean he's finished. I promise you.
What? Is that what people are saying, that he's finished?
No, Brendan's obviously thinking it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying, I'll be taking his job. It's not true. It's not happening.
Right. This is crazy.
Theo will move on from this and be way better. But back the fuck up off of Theo. I'm telling you, man. You guys.
Oh, the tough guy.
I know.
And he actually is a tough guy. It's not like Stuttering John or one of these bozos just like, all right, I'll tell you what, I'll take care of all this. Like, no, this guy could definitely kick all of our asses. But it's like, that's not what this is. And you can't intimidate people through your screen.
There's got to be a difference between being a like built and strong and being a tough guy. Like, he's not a tough guy. He's just really strong, probably. He seems so insecure all the time.
He's soft. You're right. He's very soft in character.
The idea that he thinks this outfit is going to blend in the streets of Texas and they're going to accept him as one of their own.
You can't get past the outfit, Adam.
Because look at him with his legs spread trying to talk about these serious topics. He looks like Dennis the Menace.
You think spread eagle is not the right pose for this message? Is that what you're saying?
Everything I'm seeing is not right for this.
The fuck up off of Theo. I'm telling you, man. You guys, and if you haven't seen Theo's stuff, whether it's his podcast or his comedy, I am telling you now, when we're old and gray and he passes away, people will be saying, God, he was so special. God, he was so talented. Well, he's here right now he's the funniest fucking person, bar none. I don't care who it is. No one's more talented than Theo Von in the world.
What?
You heard him.
Would Theo agree with this? I guarantee he would not. This is a crazy thing to say.
Yeah.
He's the funniest comic to ever live, and he's the most talented man in the world. Theo Von's a lot of things. I think Adam pointed out, genuine, sincere. There's a reason why people like him and gravitate towards him.
Yeah.
It's not because they're like, this is the funniest wit we've ever seen out of comic in the history of the world.
Yeah, when he's dead and gone, we're going to miss him.
That's a weird thing, too.
Yeah.
The guy's probably like Brendan's age or younger.
What does Brendan know that we don't?
This is so weird.
He's been wanting to say
terrible
this,
at this
about himself for so long. He's been wanting to get this shit out.
Look at both of us are just like, oh, well, yeah, duh.
That's why we got Adam here.
We're both just like, oh, well, yeah, of course. This guy thinks he's the most talented man in the world. Of course he does. Because, yeah, if Brian Callen tomorrow went on his show and gave this exact same diatribe about Brendan Schaub, Brendan would be like, thanks, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for having my back. Whereas Theo Von, if he ever responds to this, would be like, dude, I'm not the most talented comic. I'm not the funniest guy anyone's ever seen. Shut up.
All you guys hating on Brendan's stupid outfit, back the fuck up.
Yeah, if Theo does that, then he is the funniest man ever.
bar none, the funniest person you will ever meet. Does he have his demons? Sure. Most comics do. Theo has his demons. That's what makes him special.
Did he kill a hooker in Mexico 10 years ago? Possibly.
Right. Yeah, what's he doing?
God will never create another Theo Von. I can fucking bet my life on it.
Okay.
So appreciate him while he's here. Give him his fucking flowers while he's here. Don't do what these young kids do and somebody passes away and then you start celebrating his music. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, why does he keep talking about his eventual demise?
Yeah, it's weird, dude.
That's very weird. How old is Theo Von? Because I want to look that up. He's younger than me, I bet. He's got to be 42 or something. What's he talking about?
I'm telling you, if you haven't seen Theo Von or you're not involved with Theo Von, you're fucking missing out. There's only one of him. Appreciate him while he's here.
And that's why he's burning the candle at both ends. What he needs is a clone so he can do his comedy shows and his podcast.
But I'm confused. This message is for people that aren't familiar with Theo Von?
Yeah, it turned into that, didn't it? At first, it was like the haters.
Yeah.
Now it's a plug.
And now it's just like, hey, guys, also, you can check out his earlier Netflix special. It's still available.
I mean, he probably cheated on his taxes, but it's a funny special.
Fucking missing out. There's only one of him. Appreciate him while he's here. Appreciate him while he's continuing to put out good work. Appreciate his work ethic. Appreciate that he's burning the candle at both ends for you, for your content.
So he's Christ-like. It's 45, by the way.
45, okay. A little bit older than I thought. He's not going to die anytime soon. Maybe he will. I don't know. Maybe Brendan knows better than I do. Maybe he's seen how much blow he's doing in the green room when he was talking about it. I don't know.
He's so clearly talking about himself. He went, sure, maybe this guy's burning the candle at both ends. I think maybe it's you, Schaub. Maybe you are.
Yeah, maybe he's coaching his son a little bit too much in baseball while also setting up this new warehouse and trying
breathing
to
in all the gases from the cars you leave running in the garage while you podcast.
For your pleasure. Do not pile on Theo Von right now. I'm telling you, he ain't the one to do it. He's not the one. All right, let's get to fighting. Love.
Jesus. I mean, I don't even know. I don't think there's any other words to use to express how dumb that is. And if I was Brendan's friend, I'd be like, we can't be friends anymore.
Yeah.
If that's what you're going to do, then let's stop being friends. All right, we got Opie stuff coming up. We got Stuttering John with Stephanie Miller. Rob Johnson came in at supertip.gg/WATP with $3. Thank you very much, Rob Johnson. I'll remind people that myself and Shuli Agar are in the midst of this lull suit. And thankfully, our buddy Dr. Steve decided to help us out and put together a GoFundMe. If you want to contribute and you want to fight this idiot, Stuttering John Melendez, fightthedabbler.com. Hopefully you guys are following this stuff. I'll say once over with Kaylee. Lucy does Dabbleverse. She's starting to put out quickies with Lucy where she's really breaking down what's been going on with that. I wish I could talk about it someday. I will be able to. But until then, follow it on Dabblers Anonymous and through Lucy Typebox and Luigi Greenberg's coverage of it, because it really is just ridiculous what's going on. And so we could use all the help that we can get. FightTheDabbler.com. Appreciate that. Détois. Aaron is the same gait as Bigfoot in that famous grainy video.
It does. Kind of dragging along, yeah.
Good observation. Go ahead, Adam.
Constantine L., I sent you a bunch of stuff, Carl. Still working on a collection of Opie being shit at math on O&A. Stay tuned.
Oh, that's great, because, Opie claimed that he was like a math whiz. He was going to become a math teacher recently.
Joseph Collins is a member for 1 month. Didn't Schaub sue someone over what they said about him?
Yes, and he pretends that that's gone away, but it's still going on from what I've heard, and that would be our buddy Unique.
Mr. Bill has become a YouTube member. Thank you, Mr. Bill.
Thank you, Mr. Bill. And Chaka John coming over on supertip.gg/WATP.
I'm taking Theo Von in the death pool!
Yeah, seriously. It sounds like it's imminent, the way that Brendan Schaub is talking, so might want to get on that. All right, let's see. I know that you've been checking in on the Opster lately.
Skunk fart.
babble, babble, babble.
I'm just playing my soundboards. Everyone cool with that? Oh, we'll get back to the show. I'm sorry, my bad. Let's talk about the Opester. Of course, he's talking with Ron the waiter, and Opie and Ron are talking about this comedy festival over in Saudi Arabia. Everyone's talking about it. I think it's underway now, right? It has begun.
Yeah, it's been happening.
So Ron the waiter is very much on top of who's getting paid what and what's going on with that.
So let me start with Tim Dillon. He was actually going to do it. He was one of the guys that said yes.
Okay.
So the pay rate, they offered Tim Dillon $375,000. That's a lot of money.
Plus travel and expenses.
Always frugal Opie. Well, hold on a second. So, I mean, are they putting him up in a hotel? How many stars are we talking? Opie, it's whatever, $375,000 or that plus a little bit more. What are we talking about?
It's been this long since he's had to negotiate a big deal that was his response to almost $500,000. Are there snacks included? Are they paying for the tolls?
Right.
Right. By the way, some of the comedians, I just want to put it in perspective, some of the comedians were offered up to $1.6 million.
Okay. So does that mean that Tim Dillon should be offended by this offer or he should be happy about it? Now, if people don't know, Tim Dillon, who did accept to do this, a lot of comedians like Bill Burr are getting flack for it because they claim to have certain virtues and then they're just like, oh, the Saudi government, yeah, that's fine. If they're going to pay me, that's fine. But Tim Dillon said yes, and he went on Joe Rogan. He goes, yeah, the reason why is because they're giving me $375,000. I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And then he got a note from his agent, and his agent's like, they don't like you talking about this stuff. And so Tim Dillon just kept talking about it more and more, and he got fired. So he's no longer on this comedy festival, and he's kind of enjoying it, Tim is. He's enjoying the fact that he got fired from this thing that all these other very famous comics are getting dragged for. Kevin Hart needs more money. Kevin Hart's on this thing. It's so silly. So Jim Jeffries is a part of it too. You familiar with Jim Jeffries, Adam?
I sure am.
Me too. I've seen him. I saw him in Buffalo a few years back.
Me too. I'm a big fan of his.
Very funny comic.
Jim Jeffries, I think he's English.
He's a friend of mine, Jim.
Really?
Yes.
Joe Coy.
He still supports me to this day, Jim Jeffries.
Jim Jeffries.
Yes.
Dude, he's a really fucking smart guy, right?
He's awesome. He's absolutely fucking awesome. I go see him every time he's in New York. We hang in the green room, laugh our asses off, talk about the old days. He told me I got fucked by the Opie and Anthony audience.
He's a smart guy, right? He's awesome. He's awesome. He hangs out with me. He tells me I'm great. He tells me bad things happen to me and they shouldn't have. What about him is awesome aside from the stuff where he like blows smoke up your ass?
That's it. That's all. That's it.
Because the question was very direct. He's really smart, right? He's awesome. it's almost like saying like, I mean, I wouldn't say smart, but he's a nice guy, you know?
You invited him on the show?
You know what, Ron? I feel like I haven't.
You're not big enough?
When I post my Instagram.
Oh, Ron's starting to get some jabs at him. You're good friends with him. Why don't you invite him on the show? I mean, it's Jim Jeffries. It's a big name. Is it because the show's not big enough? Are you embarrassed about this show that you're doing, Opie? That's literally what Ron just said to the Opester. Let's see how he responds.
I feel like I haven't.
You're not big enough?
When I post my Instagram stuff, he likes a lot of my stuff on the Instagram.
That's not the question.
Oh, no. We're good friends. Oh, cool. You guys get together and stuff? He likes things I post on Instagram. Oh, okay. All right.
Enough said.
Yeah, I get it now.
Mark
Not going to
Hamill.
Nobu for dinner? Okay, I get it.
Mark Hamill retweeted me once. So.
Yeah, that's Stuttering John with Marc Hamill. And then immediately, come on my show.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, dude, if you're in town, swing by.
I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like I dropped so incredibly low in my career that I don't like asking for favors anymore. At first, when I started the podcast, I was like, all right.
Wow. Okay, couple things going on here. First off, good on you, Opie, for admitting this. This is good. This is a good step in the right direction. But asking Jim Jeffries to do your show Opie thinks would be asking for a favor.
Or that's how he's portraying it.
That's interesting right there. Asking someone to do your show is like, hey, we'll have fun. We'll do a show together. Yeah. Like old times. Like Jim Jeffries was on Opie Anthony all the time. Now it's like Jim doing Opie a favor. Yikes.
I don't like asking for favors anymore. At first, when I started the podcast, I was like, all right, you got to ask for
favors. Why is that a favor? Hey, come on.
I just feel like it's like, I don't know. I don't know what it is, Ron, because I just feel like I'd be bothering some of these people at this point.
No,
there was a time I didn't think that, but now I kind of do.
No, I think you feel you'd be a little embarrassed, like, oh, look where Opie ended up.
Ron. For the win.
Yes. Spot on, Ron.
I think you'd be embarrassed because your show production is so shitty and your audience is fake. At least you have the fake numbers, though, now, Opie. So you got that. It looks like people are watching. E-Rock is in the chat. Opie's afraid to ask anyone because no one volunteered all of this time to come on, so he won't put himself out there to ask.
Yeah. Rejection is a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can ask a great guitar player to sit in with your small band, and if they like your music, they won't care.
Right.
They'll just sit in. If you were actually concerned about comedy and said, hey, I have this bit, Jim would just want to go do the bit. He's really not going to care. Yes, Ruthless Ron.
Anthony's in the chat as well. Ruthless Ron. No, this is great. This is really fun stuff.
Yeah. You know,
so embarrassed, like, oh, look where Opie ended up.
Yeah. You know, so I know that maybe doesn't sound right, but I'm trying to be honest with everybody.
Is Jim Jeffries English?
Huh?
He's English, Jim Jeffries?
Australian.
I think that was really weird because he started out by saying he's English, right? And Opie didn't correct him.
Yeah.
And then he asked again, is he English? And Opie goes, huh? I think he was buying himself time.
Yes.
I think he needed a beat to remember if he was Australian or not. His
they're
buddy.
close.
Yeah, his good friend who he hangs out with all the time. And they talk about old times in the green room.
Yeah, if Opie shows up to the place that Jim is scheduled to appear at, he will talk to him. So they're friends.
He'll invite him into the green room. What's this next clip you have on here for us?
Opie is looking back at his time at Sirius and when he had everything at his disposal, and of all the trappings and amenities, this is what he is missing the most right now.
But in the state-of-the-art studio, this is how amazing the studio was. If we felt like standing during our radio show, we could push a button and the whole console would rise up. And then if we wanted to sit down, we push the button and it all goes down. So I could push buttons and the mics are in the proper place.
Oh, that's success.
Yeah, no shit.
You don't have that now, buddy.
So, yeah, all right, Ron.
Love it.
But what he's describing right here, I love that he goes, you push a button and it comes up. What, do you need a hand crank to bring it back down? No!
Yeah.
The same button brings it back down again. Well, right. Yeah, that's how that would work, obviously. That's a crazy metric to use for success.
A standing desk.
A standing desk.
Ron is being ruthless here. I feel like Opie's going to make him pay for it somehow.
Yeah, Opie's on the defensive, though. You can tell that Opie's just being like, yeah.
For now.
Yeah, well, right, yeah. Opie's like, yeah, it's a little embarrassing.
But Bob,
you're right about that. All right, so that was a lot of fun. So now let's talk about Tom Segura. You know, what I like about Opie is he must be magnanimous. You know, he's just like, look at Tom's doing his thing. We used to do Opie and Anthony. You know, it's all good. We're all doing our things. He's definitely not going to like trash someone for no reason.
Oh, right. Yeah,
we'll do that this afternoon. Hold on, I got a few more.
No problem. Go ahead.
Tom Segura. What happened? What happened, Opie?
He's all right. He's all right.
Did you have a fallout with him?
No, I had no fallout, but my honesty gets me in trouble. He did the show a couple times. It was very forgettable. But he's a good guy, and he's got massive success, so good for him. I guess him and his wife do very well, and then he does the thing with the Bert Kreischer.
Right.
But that show with the Bert Kreischer, you know, Bert's carrying that shit. So he should be buying Burt Lamborghinis every year.
Has Opie ever watched Two Bears, One Cave?
Nope.
Why is he offering this opinion? Bert Kreischer is carrying the show.
The Bert Kreischer.
What's he talking about? Just always be bashing. It's right out of Stuttering John's playbook. Tom Segura. He wasn't very funny on my show, and I guess he's like doing a thing in your mom's house. I guess successful, whatever. But then he does another show with Bert, and Bert has to do all the heavy lifting in order to make it good. Just talking out of his ass.
I specifically remember it being forgettable.
There's one thing I remember about that guy.
I'll never forget that.
What an asshole.
He's so lucky that nobody is talking about Opie anywhere ever outside of Anthony or people talking about Anthony and us. Because if anyone said anything like this about him, like someone from The Tonight Show was like, oh, yeah, I remember Opie and Anthony. Opie was forgettable. It'd be a 2-hour rant about why that person needs to be buried. Like, he would never tolerate this behavior in return.
Oh, and we see that too with just the tiniest slight, his perceived slights, he brings up for years and years. But he has no problem just being like, oh, yeah, he sucks on that show, Two Bears, One Cave. How many episodes did you watch? 0.
Could you imagine being on a music podcast and they're asking you what you think of certain musicians and you're explaining your opinions on them based on how they were to you personally?
Right.
As if you couldn't like someone's music that was rude to you one day. Now they're a bad songwriter.
All right, so this is Aziz Ansari. So Ron's just reading a list of comics and just getting Opie's take on it, which, you know, Opie's got his finger on the pulse, so that makes sense.
I don't know that guy.
Aziz Ansari.
Aziz is
you know him.
Too cool for the room. He was on the show and he looked down.
Really?
Yeah, he looked down upon us when he was on, I felt.
Well, he had a lot of success, in recreations, parks and recreations.
That talented guy. He's an alternative comic, and he came in, and I felt like he was kind of looking down at us,
really?
like this.
Did he call it Parks and Recreations?
He sure did.
Okay, is that what the show was? I'm not familiar.
He had a lot of success, in recreations, parks and recreations.
That talented guy. He's an alternative comic, and he came in, and I felt like he was kind of looking down at us,
really?
like this. You know, this was beneath us.
Really?
Him, excuse me. And I'm like, we're a fucking giant show.
And I know he had some issues with the ladies.
I don't know.
What was he's an alternative comic?
That's what I was going to ask. What does he think that means?
I've seen Aziz Ansari perform comedy one time, and it was in an amphitheater in Toronto, and there were 30,000 people there. Mm-hmm. It was the Funny or Die Comedy Festival. Jim Norton was on it. He was way funnier than Aziz Ansari. Just going to point that out. Very funny show, though. And alternative comic? Isn't he like as mainstream as you get?
I had seen him in a basement of a fish factory one day when he was doing his painting with puppets work. It was incredible.
What the fuck is he talking about?
I think he thinks it means like not white or something. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, he's one of those alternative, like if you want like a brown person telling jokes,
I don't know.
You can go to Aziz Ansari.
He's an other.
That's hilarious. All right, let's get thoughts on Wayne Brady. I'm sure Opie's going to have a hot take on this.
All right, continue.
Wayne Brady. What happened? What happened now? What happened?
There's a reason why he's doing The Price is Right. There's a reason he's doing that.
Wayne Brady's doing The Price.
That is a hot take.
I wasn't expecting that.
Him and the other. No, he does Let's Make a Deal, right?
Okay.
And then the other guy is doing The Price is Right. There's a reason.
And then he's like, whose line is it anyways? It did that improv thing.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that. But these comedians that, end up doing a stupid game show, there's a reason.
Yeah. All right. Hannibal Buress.
You think, what's the other guy on The Price is Right? I forgot his name.
Very unsuccessul comic who never did anything in the business.
Right.
There's a reason why he's stuck doing that show.
Oh, you're fucking.
He's in. That guy's in hell. But the reason is that his stand up was just okay, and he realized he had to make a change.
He had a huge television show.
Drew Carey.
Drew Carey.
Right.
Drew Carey.
There's a reason
Massive
why.
success.
Yeah, but this is a reason why he's hosted a fucking game show. Let's be honest.
All right.
No one wants to host a game show. You know how boring that shit is?
Fuck you, Opie. I don't say this very often. That's all I want to do is host a game show. Yeah. That's the greatest gig in the world. Someone in the chat said Drew Carey's making $15 million a year. I believe it. That's the greatest gig in the world, hosting a game show. Talk about zero effort, an amazing schedule, and you get to just be on television doing something that you just show up and do. There's no way to prep for that.
Adored by everybody.
Yeah, there's actually no way to prep for it.
Yeah.
You just show up and just read questions. And then like a buzzer goes off or it doesn't. Well, that's it.
Figure on the pulse, Opie has a different take.
He goes, he's living in hell. Hosting The Price is Right. Yeah, because Bob Barker wanted out of there. Remember when Bob Barker was bitching up a storm? How many more decades are I going to do this gig? Everyone wants that gig. It's the greatest fucking
Fuck
gig.
these broads. Oh, wait, I did. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Shit.
Holy shit. What an idiot.
He thinks doing morning radio is appealing to people like that. He thinks they look at morning radio and long for it.
Right.
They're all gigs. Drew Carey came to The Price is Right. The richest person you could imagine. He was already in syndication, making more money for the rest of his life than he can ever spend. And they're like, hey, do you want to double that for doing nothing in the show that's already in syndication that you don't need? And he said, I'll be in hell, but I'll do it. No, he just said yes because it's a great gig, man.
It's an amazing gig. And that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. Opie's getting up at 4 a.m. Monday through Friday doing this morning show that it's rough on everyone. Anyone who does mornings for that long will tell you how difficult that is. It takes a toll on you.
He does it for the love of the game.
And Opie's going, that's the sweet gig everyone wants. What an idiot. Anyway, if anyone from the Game Show Network is watching, I'd be happy to audition for any of the fun new games you guys have planned out there. All right, we have one more clip here, and this is great. This is fantastic because Ron really starts going hard in the paint at the Opster. And I hope he remains to be a co-host on this show, the Opie and Ron Show. That'll be determined. We'll find out what's going to happen with that.
Stavros? Halkias? The Greek guy, the big fat Greek guy is huge.
Ron, I love that you come up with lists and things for the show, but
does Opie not know who Stavi is?
It's sounding that way.
It sounds
because
that
he didn't
way.
go.
It's crazy. All right.
Go on too long. The Rock trivia segment last week at Gephardt's went on for an hour and a half. Like, are you going to name every?
Excuse me.
Are you going to name every comedian?
Opie, you went 2 days on your fucking parrots and poo-poo story.
Well, I guess. All right, fair is fair. All right.
Neither of you have anything to talk about. At least Ron is bringing something to discuss with you. Opie's life is meaningless. He's got nothing going on, as we're going to find out as we play this clip longer. And he's complaining to Ron for actually bringing something for them to discuss for an hour.
He's also got no fight left in him at all.
Yeah.
Opie was like, fuck you. Ron was like, fuck me, fuck you. And Opie's like, you got a point.
You're right.
Give me this one. Good point.
What are you getting at with this?
What do you mean, what am I getting at? I'm getting at who accepted and who didn't accept. Oh, David Cross didn't accept. I respect him.
This is a topical thing that Ron has brought to the show. Everyone's talking about this right now. This is kind of a big thing, especially in comedy.
Dude, my kids are going to be late for school. How many more comedians are
I
you going to
don't
mention?
understand. Your kids are like juniors and seniors in high school. Why do you have to get them up? They're adults.
They're up on their own.
I know. So what do you have to do?
I told the story. I used to love waking my kids up every morning, and then my wife got them alarm clocks. So instead of me gently waking them up, now they wake up like this.
I know.
Yeah, you did tell that story. It's a pretty good gag. My wife got them alarm clocks. Let's repeat that lie.
But I'm saying, like, you say, I got to get the kids ready for school. What do you got to do?
I'm going to walk them to school because I like doing that. They can eat.
This is amazing. Yeah. Anthony says, Ron is all of us. Thank goodness Ron is on this show right now, speaking truth to power. Because Opie always does this thing when he gets tired of Ron. He's like, I got to go.
Yeah.
Where do you have to go? The kids have to go to school. They're 16 and 18. What are you doing?
He did something back there that's like, it's like what people who are guilty do in interrogations when the cops ask you a second question or they ask you something again. You're like, I told you the answer to that. It was that story I told you about the alarm clocks. That
Right.
settles that. They're like, no, we're trying to get past that into like what's really happening, not just your story. And he has to keep pointing back like, this has been settled. What are you talking about? And then it gets farther and farther away. I got to walk him to school. Okay, well, that's another hour later. Where do you have to go? They're not here with you, Opie. They haven't been for a long time. And I think he reveals this right here.
Oh,
A
okay.
little-
Big
I'm
reveal.
reading into it, but
Big reveal coming up.
Welcome to school because I like doing that. They can easily walk to school themselves.
I know, but that's not
understand
getting
that.
them ready to go to school. You're taking them. You don't
I
have to
make
do
sure
anything.
They're set. I make sure they got their
Wait,
stuff.
are you making them breakfast?
I
Are
do
you
the
cooking-
morning shift because I go to bed kind of early. My wife.
Very specific question. Are you making them breakfast? I do the morning shift because I go to bed early. You're not answering the question. We're asking what is the morning shift? You have high schoolers in your house. I didn't need my parents around when I was going to high school. I could figure that out.
The morning
Stays up
shift.
and does the late shift with the homework and everything else. It's just how we do it in our
Hold on.
house.
Do they make their own breakfast or you make it for them?
Both.
And if you make them breakfast, what is it? Eggs?
No, a lot of smoothies, pancakes.
Oh, okay.
Got some bagels. It's just, dude, I like being a father. I know.
That was a weird list. I got to just point out. I don't want to be too nitpicky here. Maybe he is making smoothies and pancakes and bagels. Yeah. But that's an odd list of things. I believe the bagels.
just as a little exercise, I asked a couple parents in conversation that I was talking to over the last 24 hours, hey, do you make your kids breakfast? Every one of them immediately answered yes or no. No one said, both.
Sometimes. Sometimes they make it, sometimes we make it.
It's yes or no. You know what your morning routine is.
I know in this day and age, it's, ew,
Oh
ew,
my
you
God,
like
are
being
you
a
trying to
father.
tell me?
Ew.
I love what E-Rock says. The morning shift makes sense. He used to always say, I have to babysit my kids. You don't babysit your own kids. That's what parenting is. It's your job as a parent. All right, so what are your thoughts on this, Adam? You don't think these kids are real? You don't think that any of this exists?
The only explanation we had for his behavior is that he's up all night and drunk. So now he's telling us that he gets to bed early because his wife does the night shift with the kids, and he has to do the early morning one. The wife who still works? We don't know, maybe?
Oh, I don't think the wife has ever worked.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's part of the deal.
so this is their schedule. As long as they don't have to see each other ever, it'll work out.
How convenient.
Yeah.
What's your wife up to? Oh, we have different schedules.
By design.
Yeah.
And
She's in the West Wing. I'm in the East Wing. I don't know. This is like a Howard Stern thing.
My 16-year-old, 17-year-old kids who live in New York City insist that I walk them to school.
There's no way that's true.
Nope.
Imagine Greg Hughes is your father, and you're like, you're pretty cool, Dad. Walk me to school. I want the kids to see me.
He said this the other day. I got to play volleyball with them. We got to go bike riding. And they're arguing about who gets to do it first with Dad. Like, none of this is true.
Right. The thing where Opie goes, yeah, I got a lot going on today. I'm going to play volleyball with my daughter.
Yeah.
Is volleyball a two-person sport?
It gets very boring.
Yeah, I mean, just say tennis, man. Just say tennis. We don't believe you. Well, I wouldn't, but Adam's gullible.
He had no ability when pressed to really go through this schedule. That is
No,
the thing that's
not-
ripping him
I
from
know.
Ron every morning.
Yeah.
Ripping him from Ron. Ron, by the way, has nothing going on. So he's just like, I get up early for this, man. and then I just stare at the wall for 8 hours. So
Will you make me breakfast?
yeah, can we hang out for a minute? All right. We have Stuttering John stuff to go through. We're going back, and it's been a minute since we've looked at him on the Stephanie Miller show. Of course, we have the vault from Andre. Sent us over the vault of the 2015 to 2016 appearances of John on the Stephanie Miller show. Before we do that, I want to thank the people who are going over to supertip.gg/WATP and participating in the show and also supporting us.
Yeah, but does this gift horse come with a saddle?
Right.
Because I'd like to give that saddle to my friend who owns a bar.
Rumpled Trenchcoat of Columbo podcast coming in. At least Ron is bringing very prepared nothing to the show. Not like Opie's winging it nothing. Right. I mean, I'm not saying it's great stuff by any means, but it's something. More than Opie's doing. Rumpled trench coat again.
I gotta go, Ron. The cemetery visiting hour is close at 5. I mean, I have to pick up my kids from school.
Oh no,
that is accurate.
Laziest man on Mars.
Opie talks to his kids like the Irish guy in session 9 talks to his wife on the phone at the end of the movie. Someone out there gets it.
Anyone? Bueller? Anyone know what's going on? Hoopla. Why bend the knee to Adam and say Brendan isn't tough? Well, he's a soft guy as far as character, I think is what he was saying. He would beat the shit out of all of us if he wanted to. Yes, of course. He's very thin-skinned. N-word Efsler with 10 Australian dingaroonies. Due to Stuttering John's stupidity and laziness, I always figured he'd be a hoarder. But I love how empty his house is. The guy's entire life literally only fills a 4-door sedan. Fuck Stuttering John. F. James Cook. F. James Cook. I can't get behind that. I'm not going to get behind that. Yet, John would be a hoarder, but all he hoards is cans of beer.
Yeah.
And those get disposed of. Those get used and disposed of. Constantine L. says, mate, I think Ron is watching your show. He clearly low-key trolling Opie. Oh.
He is.
He's watching the show.
He's getting stronger.
He's getting stronger with it, too. I love it.
A better night's sleep.
Yep. The one pun, Opie can't even host family game night. That's actually really funny. Took a second for creeped up on me, all the nuances. Constantine RSD. Okay, he's not low-key trolling. He's finally fighting back, yes, as he watched further out of that segment. Silent Shape, member for 16 months. How long has it been since the last time Opie had to replace his stolen car mirrors? We don't hear about his car at all anymore, which is bizarre because that was the center of his show.
That was his studio.
That was his world. Yeah. Moving that car. It was the most stressful thing he did in his life.
I know.
And now we don't hear anything about it.
You don't think we'd be hearing about these walks to school with his kids every morning? Something the kids said, what the teachers...
characters that he would see on the way. Adam, this is all bullshit. He's not walking
happening.
The kids.
Yep.
Because he got called out. Why do you have to get your kids up for school? Well, no, I don't have to get them up, but I do. And I like being a dad. Like,
well, that's where he settled. It started with, I have to get them up. Then it became, well, they have alarm clocks, but I have to make them breakfast. Then it became, they make their own breakfast, but I have to get them to school. But I just walk them there. You walk them there? Well, sometimes I drive them. You have no plan. You don't know what time. You have no idea. It's not apparent. Madam Priest is in, member for 2 months. Waiter Ron, if you are watching this, thank you for trying to make content. This pompous ass will never tell you that. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
From the WATP family. And thank you to KJ from Reds, who put us on the menu. KJ coming in on supertip.gg/WATP. I am officially shipping Stut Joe and Scorch. Since Chris said it on the Living in the Past the other day, I have become obsessed.
Yeah, they should team up.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish Scorch would come out of retirement.
Maybe this will do it.
Maybe this will do it. Thank you, KJ. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the show and everything you do for Who Are These Podcasts. So glad we got to meet in Boston when we went to Boston this past year. It was a good time. Yeah. In the voicemail segment, someone brings up, I mean, I'll just spoil it now. Why not? I'm talking about it. Someone goes, yeah, Carl, you had that amazing show in Detroit that everyone came out to and had a great time. You never talk about it. Then you had that shitty show at Phil-a-Roma. No one will shut up about Phil-a-Roma. It's like, oh, yeah. We probably should talk about Detroit more often. That was a really good time. Before we do that, though, let's talk about Stuttering John.
Bloody ass. Can I get a little sympathy? Because I got a bloody ass. I'm bleeding generously because I got a bloody ass.
Bloody hell. Adam, you were checking out the Stephanie Miller program. She had some big gets on there, and John is the one who's booked these gets. So he's got Marc Maron. That was one of the later episodes. And one of the early ones was Billy West, formerly of the Howard Stern Show. But of course, we all know Billy West as a voice actor who played a lot of the characters, including Fry on Futurama, and of course Stimpy, and eventually Ren on Ren and Stimpy, and the bee from that cereal box and a whole bunch of things. A yellow
an
M&M.
M&M. He's an
He's
M&M,
all sorts of things. So very famous guy, Billy West. Where do you want to start? Which guest do you want to start with?
Let's start with Maron.
Okay.
Because what I like about these two paired together is that they both deal with John in similar ways. They're both in recovery. Maron for like 16 years, Billy for 30 years, sober people. And they seem to have experience dealing with drunks like John. And they both just bulldoze right through him. They either give him a taste of his own medicine or they just completely ignore him. And it's masterful to watch. Both of them handling him the same way. And it works. It works. You'll see it in this first one. Watch Maron's body language and what he does to John here. It's a visual.
I said this to you in the driveway. I think you're the best interviewer out. I think better than Stern.
Oh, thank you. What do you have to say about that, Joe?
I say no comment on that.
No, I appreciate that.
Have we ever seen somebody intentionally touch John?
No. John's always touching everyone else. And Marc Maron very quickly put John in his place and went, hey, the host is complimenting me and saying that I'm better than your old boss there. We good? we cool with this? Is this going to be all right?
And if you notice, he handles John the same way he handles the dog that comes up. He puts them both in their place. You're going to be there. You're going to be there. Stay.
Smart.
Stay. And the same thing happens in this next clip.
So once it got down to me and Mark, I was just supposed to be the John of that show.
Right.
And I was just supposed to be the laughing guy that would interject occasionally. And so eventually I somehow or another I became the lead.
That's weird. So John's like, oh, we're touching each other?
Yeah.
So John starts getting into this like, hey, we're hugging over here. It's like, we're not.
Yeah, that's when Mark shoves him away.
Yeah, he kind of shoved it away, but he also made it clear that like, no. I am the one controlling. I'm the one showing my dominance here, not you.
It's exactly right. And he does it the exact same way. Well, he does it differently in this next clip with the opposite move. Same effect.
And I've never even had the president on the show. I wasn't even jealous. I was like, that is the best fucking interview I've ever heard. He got shit from the president I've never heard.
The president's been in his
anywhere.
fucking garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't that weird how like you go through stuff with people?
He just won't even look at him. He just looks straight. I'm going to pretend you didn't say that and that you're not even there.
Smart.
Yeah, so Adam's always looking at eye lines because he's an actor. And you can see right there that John's sitting right next to Marc Maron. And John's trying to be like, yeah, man, you had Obama on the show. I want to be a part of this conversation. And Mark's just like, you're not part of this conversation. He's just staring directly at Stephanie like, we're equals. We're the ones who are equals on this. You're the Stephanie Miller show. I'm WTF, Marc Maron. And so we're the ones talking. And John's like, I'm one of the guys, right?
We just pointed out that you're the laughing guy who interjects just a little bit.
Right. But John wants to be part of the conversation. And so, of course, Marc Maron went through a pretty messy divorce. And John wants to be able to relate to that and be like, yeah, I'm just like you. Except for there's a pretty big difference.
It's weird because I don't even think that badly ever, but there's a couple of elements of that period of time that I have a hard time getting closure with. But I know why she left me. I know what I did. I know why, it all happened. But the money shit was a little out of line.
Same with me.
Right.
Every time I drop off that CS check, the child support check, I just get
I don't have no kids, but just the way she went, she tried to crush me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you doing this? Just take your half and go.
Yeah.
All right. Can I just give some advice to Stuttering John from 10 years ago? When you're complaining about divorce, don't complain about child support. That's the one thing where no one's going to have your back. I get so pissed when I have to pay for my kids to have a life and be brought up.
Or pay for anything, really.
That's crazy. He was upset about child support. And famously, we know that John didn't pay child support for 7 or 8 months straight. What an asshole.
Mark
Should
has
not
to
have
make
brought that up.
Differentiation. This is, we're not the same here. This is not the same. Maron has to let him know, which is great.
Yeah, no. My wife actually took me for everything I got because I'm famous and have stuff to get. Your wife just wanted fair child support.
Yeah, she didn't want your Marshall cabinet.
No one does.
And now, John feels like he's being shut out, so he keeps trying to interject and bring the conversation back to himself in awful ways.
This one's an asshole, but you know they're cats.
Yeah, my cats can't stand me. You know.
No, mine can't. I don't know that they can stand any of us.
In fact, they actually tried to break back into the rescue I got them from.
Are you serious?
Please rescue us from him.
Because you hear about those cats that run away, or they move, like families move, and then they go back across country to the old house. Yours went to the rescue. Just give me my cage.
Yeah, give me my little tiny cage. I can't take this guy and his smell.
So,
do you smell?
Oh, my feet do.
Oh, really? You're that guy?
Yeah.
Let's
Smelly
talk about
feet guy?
Holy shit. The cat's like, I can't take this guy to smell it. And Mark just gets real serious. He goes, you smell? Yeah, my feet do. He's like, oh, you're that guy. You're smelly feet guy.
Cool.
John, bathe. Fuck. There's got to be a solution to this. The smelly feet.
I don't bathe or fuck.
Unrelated.
The smelly feet thing is not great. I don't know why because he brings it up all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just a Puerto Rican with smelly feet.
He's so okay with it.
He thinks it's like a personality trait.
Yeah. Or he thinks we'd be surprised, not like he looks exactly like that would be true.
Yeah.
Or he really does smell right there, because look at him. He's glistening. He's so wet. Like dripping. Maybe Mark's be like, oh, yeah, you smell?
he's so
he might be
gross.
fully aware. They used to hang like air fresheners in that studio
Over him,
around
yes.
him.
Yes.
So I'm guessing he reeks.
Well, since we're talking about that, let's just go to this is a quick visual that just shows how disgusting John is.
After we start, I was on the air live 3. I would go out of my way to end the show saying shitty things about Stephanie.
He's dripping out of his nose. So he goes for one wipe and then a second with the other arm and then a third with the first arm again and then back with the first arm for a fourth time. He's just wiping snot with snot at this point.
This arm isn't totally soaked yet.
It is, John. It is.
But don't worry, he never breaks eye contact with Mark the whole time.
Yeah, right. I know. Like, excuse yourself or something. Turn away as you're dealing with your nose thing. So gross.
You can go to number 10 right here, where John just again makes it about himself and Mark deals with it brilliantly.
We're friends with Sam Kinison.
Yes, I
who?
Yeah, I was too.
I know.
Yeah.
But
Is it really
I
friends?
loved him.
Is that what we're going to call it?
No, I slept at his house and crap. I mean, he was like totally. I mean, I used to freaking hang out with him
Later.
What?
Like when he was doing Stern, like later when he was after.
As soon as he started doing Stern, he kind of fell in love with me because he loved the interviews. And,
Yeah.
and he would take me to the China Club out here in LA
Yeah.
and introduce me to all his,
The
celebrity
freaks.
friends and tell them how I'm the biggest, I'm
Yeah.
the funniest guy in the world.
I'm not the biggest Mark Maron fan in the world, but I think what Mark is saying is like, I came up with Sam Kinison. We worked at the Comedy Store together. You know, they probably both got passed, and so they were working there regularly. And so it's before Sam Kinison is famous and has all this other stuff going on. And John's like, I'm really good friends with this guy. And Mark's like, no, you don't understand. Like, we were peers before either of us were famous. It's a very different thing than now you have a connection to the Howard Stern show and he's on the Howard Stern show. And
Also, I'm being interviewed here.
well, there's that too. I do forget that John's not the star of the show because he's the star of this show.
And there's a third element where Maron's like, I was his actual friend. You all just have some stories. So I'm going to
That's
let
what I
you
mean.
talk. And he was a junkie, John. What you're describing is how you enabled his addiction, that Mark had to do this fine line and leave and abandon. And he's looking at you like, yeah, you were one of those guys who kept him up at night, doing blow, killing him.
Yep, and he's going to describe that.
Here in LA
Yeah.
and introduce me to all his,
The
celebrity
freaks.
friends and tell them how I'm the biggest, I'm
Yeah.
the funniest guy in the world.
Yeah.
I would do coke with him in the bathroom, and then he would reach in his pocket and pull out a pill and go, now, if you start getting a little,
Yeah.
like this,
Yeah.
take this. It'll bring you right back down.
Yeah, he had a system.
That's a loving story.
No, I told a
But
big
you know-
story about him last night, actually,
no,
at
please
the
don't.
Comedy Store.
Yeah.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I was going to say no, but I didn't know him as well as you guys did. But that was what his nature was like. He used to come I was Sister Sleaze.
Yeah.
On the Brother Wee's Morning Circus, and he used to come on the show. But
Fuck, Stephanie, really? You're doing this now too?
Exact same thing.
Stephanie sucks. This Mark's just like, Sam and I were friends like early on before either of us broke.
Oh, no,
And
I
then
met him once. Let me interrupt you. I met him once.
He was on the radio show that I was co-hosting in some podunk town in New York State somewhere. By the way, someone said this to me. It might have been E-Rock. Sent me the video of when Sam Kinison came on Brother Weeze's show and they called into the Howard Stern show and talked to Stuttering John, and then eventually Gary Delbate. Did any of us on the show? Did we talk about this?
I don't think so.
All right. Anyway, it was interesting.
Brother Wheeze?
Yeah.
Up in Philly?
Rochester.
We're Rochester.
Yeah.
I know Wheeze.
Yeah. Wheeze is the greatest. I was his co-host. That's where I started.
I
but-
went in. I was there not too long ago for a comedy show at the comedy club.
Yeah.
That's called. It's called the Comedy Club
Right,
in
right,
Rochester.
right.
And I met Wheeze. Yeah, he's still at it.
He's fantastic. But
Yeah,
anyway,
good guy.
he was friends with Kinnison as well. But he just was so generous when he
Yes.
would come on the show. I was just a little nobody. I was a kid in radio, but he just was so. Like that, whatever he did to you, he was just great at spy.
He was a
I remember
preacher. He had a preacher's charisma.
Yeah. But I
Believe
remember-
me, that generosity was loaded.
I remember in his show, he did like 20 minutes on me. He's like, I was talking to Sister Sleeves right after I finished fucking her. I was fucking her. all night. Like, but he did this hilarious 20 minutes. But it also was like he knew it would be huge for me because I was like, a little,
Stephanie, it wasn't 20 minutes. And he didn't do it because he thought it would be huge for you. You were the local celebrity. So he incorporated you into his act to be endearing to the Rochester audience.
And I was like, oh my God, Sam Kinison talked about me for.
Yeah, he was very helpful and he helped a lot of people. But the thing you had to be careful of was like he could turn on you.
Yeah.
I mean, fairly easily.
Hey, he never did to me.
Yeah, I know. Well, you were no threat.
What?
Man, I must be like flypaper to insults.
Am I going too far?
No. Hero of the Stupid is talked about a lot, but flypaper to insults is actually not bad. Chris is writing that one down. Stuttering John, flypaper to insults.
It's true.
It's not bad. Not a bad description, honestly.
He gets some really good advice here that he completely ignores, but you just pointed out, which is funny, that John, the thing he learns from this interview is to call out the local host when he does local TV in Cape
Right.
Coral. That's what he steals. Not this good advice he gets in this next clip.
Is this number 11?
Yep.
All right.
I feel like I'm lisping. Do you ever hear that in your earphones sometimes? Like my ears are okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anything about speech impediments.
No, I know. It's not like you built a career on it. Good hook. Good hook. Real gift. It seems better though.
Yeah, it's gotten better.
Oh, God damn. What are you gonna do?
Don't get him flustered.
Yeah.
Don't get him flustered. He'll come back.
If I do coke, it gets worse. So.
Well, I imagine most things do.
Go ahead.
He ignored that advice.
Oh yeah, of course.
Completely missed
No, Mark. Coke's a lot of fun, actually. I don't think you understand what that's all about.
He's talking to a guy 16 years in recovery,
Yep.
and that's what he's going to tell him.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on to explain to him how he had to end his friendship with Kinison over this stuff and over abuse, and he just plows right through it. John asks a very serious question in this next clip.
Well, my favorite story was when I was on Stern. Joan Rivers, Sam was booked to do Joan Rivers' show, and he never showed up. And his official.
That's the wrong clip. I got it. I got it right here.
But can I ask you a question, Mark? Are you completely sober, or do you smoke weed?
No, I'm completely sober.
And how long? How long?
16 years.
Wow.
It'll be 17 years in August. Yeah, I mean, it was. I don't. It's not. It's not something I. Like, people who aren't sober, they're the ones that get nervous around sober people. They're like, hey, is it okay if I shoot up around you?
Adam?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I don't know what that clip was. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay. Where were we going to?
I don't even know what number we're on.
Well, we were going in order, then you moved over to 10. So we do have a Sam story in clip number 12 where John tells a Sam Kinison story for us.
Sure.
Well, my favorite story was when I was on Stern. Joan Rivers, Sam was booked to do Joan Rivers' show, and he never showed up. And his official, the press release was he couldn't make it because of bad Chinese food.
Yeah, right.
I was going to call my band that, bad Chinese food.
Was that the time when he was locked in the hotel room?
Yeah, and then she came to the hotel and banged on his door. And crap.
That would have been a really great name. Bad Chinese food. Like everyone would have gotten that reference, I'm sure.
It's no Stiff Minister, but
no, Stiff Minister is obviously the better one.
You can't stop downplaying this drug talk. Like if you could read the room at all, John, you'd realize he's done talking about this and would like to move on.
Yep. And John also, he cannot hold a regular conversation with people. He's one of these idiots, like I talk about it all the time, like a Ray DeVito, who just has to start singing for some reason.
Both my parents are from Jersey. I grew up in New Mexico, though, yeah.
But, and your dad was an orthopedic surgeon.
Yeah, it's unclear what he does now, but it's not happy.
So you grew up in New Mexico? Is that close to Santa Fe?
Albuquerque, yeah, it's about an hour.
Yeah.
Going to a restaurant
Oh,
in
jeez,
Santa
please,
Fe.
please,
Yeah.
please, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, yeah.
You're-
My dad's still there.
Yeah.
In Albuquerque.
So Mark's like having a real conversation about what his parents did growing up and what they do for a living and then where he grew up to. And John was like, I know a thing about what you said. I know a song I can sing. And Mark's like, yeah, okay. Cool.
It's a song from Rent.
I didn't even know
Why
what
the
it was.
fuck is he singing a song from
I don't
Rent?
know, that's a good
Like,
question.
his eyes went wide, like, oh, they're gonna love this. Like, it has nothing to do with anything they're talking about.
It sounds like a little of a just do it moment if you ask me if you're singing songs from Rent, but what do I know? So Mark starts talking about, he's got a TV show at this time on IFC, and he's got the podcast is wildly popular. He's doing very well. He's got a lot going on. And John is so desperate to get back into show business. This is just a sad moment for John.
When you're shooting a show that is operating at the budget we were operating at, it comes down to, like, do they have a 2-day window to do the thing I want them to do?
I am always free.
Oh, good.
I would love to do it.
Trust me.
Thank you.
Like I did Louis' show, a couple
Louis
episodes,
CK.
of CK's show, and I wanted him to do the opening thing.
I love it.
John, we know. Like he does the same thing with girls where he's just like, I'll go out with you. If you ever want your box licked, I have a tongue. You're like, yeah, John, we know you're a desperate loser. This has been established.
It goes without saying.
You have to keep reminding us that you're always available to do show business stuff if you're asked to.
And I am also not a big Marc Maron fan, but I love how dismissive he was right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just like, all right, this is not
a
none of
good-
the place.
good technique.
Time nor the place for that. But don't worry, all of this ends on a high note.
And you're annoying, but I like you a lot.
Isn't that weird? Isn't it a weird dichotomy?
It's his charm.
Just, I don't know what
That's
it
what
is.
my mom says.
I've heard that a lot.
It's like something you step in. You're like, no, not so bad. All right, I can't really get rid of it. So
Can't
it's
get
fine.
him off your shoe. Yeah. good.
Yep.
Anthony goes, how fast did Mark Maron throw away that shirt? There was a lot of touching after all this nose wiping.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And it's like, hey,
Mark's
guys.
like, how did I get Coke boogers on my shirt?
Takes me back. Like old times. All right, so that's Marc Maron dealing with John. And there was another thing that happened during the show where Mark was talking about, like, John had been pestering him and badgering him to be a guest on Stephanie's show. At this time, John's still trying to add value to Stephanie's show. So he's trying to bring in big guests, and Mark was a big guest. So John would see him at the Comedy Store and just, hey, you got to do Stephanie Miller. And Mark even says, he's like, if you bug me enough, I'll eventually say yes, and I'll do things one time. And John's like, he's laughing about it. It's like, no. You really are just fucking annoying. And it can't look good for Stephanie that the person who comes on is just like, yeah, your booker's just annoying the crap out of me. So I finally said yes. If I was Stephanie, I'd be like, oh, I thought maybe you wanted to, okay, whatever.
Mark shows up. He's like, oh, you have to be here too? I thought you just booked.
Yeah, right? What the fuck? I got to sit next to you now? Fuck. You didn't tell me that part. No, I never tell anyone that part.
No, I wouldn't either.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Chris, because it's interesting that for some of them, he sits next to the guest, and then for others, they put him to the side, like the next one with Billy West. They don't let him near Billy. They put him as far away as possible, which is interesting.
That is true. Where do you want to start with the Billy West interview?
Yeah, right at the top with John casually entering the conversation like a master.
God, look at me. I'm just as big a starfucker as everyone else.
Stop.
Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, stuff. Even Aaron, our what is he? Our camera
Videographer. He's like a, I don't know, fetal stem cell videographer.
Because he was helping me pack
You
today.
know, you just settle over there. Settle.
Because he was helping me pack today, and I said, Aaron, are you coming today? He goes, are you fucking kidding me? Of course I'm coming. I go, why? He goes, what do you think? I'm going to miss meeting Billy West?
I thought you told me you don't swear.
Well, yeah, I normally
We're
don't.
bonding
Oh
over
no,
the
this
fact
is
that we
this
don't
is
swear.
non-fucking FCC.
Yes, which ironically spells fuck.
Right.
God.
Yeah.
that
That's
other
a lot of
voice
him.
actor, is on this episode. And he's really excited he's sitting next to Billy West because he thinks that they're equals and peers and stuff. He's like, oh, you do voiceover work? Me too. Oh, great.
Well, they
It's a lot of
did it-
impressions. A lot of impressions on this episode. It's bad.
Which is fine when it's just Billy doing them, but when
Mhm.
others, they apparently did a show together, these two. Some cartoon where they both played dogs or something, and I guess they have a history. Off the air, they were doing dueling Jay Leno's. So Stephanie, in this clip right here I have as number 4, she's like, give me the dueling Jay Leno's, guys.
See, I love this on the Stern show. You know, everybody said, well, you and Fred would sometimes you'd be doing the same impressions at the same time. I said, the more the merrier. The more surreal it is, the better.
Oh my God,
so
they just
I
did.
love it.
They just did Flock of
Ask
Jays.
not what your country can do for you. Ask what Maryland did for me. No, don't ask.
All right.
I'd rather you didn't.
They just did Flock of Jays because.
I gotta tell you, John. You know, I mean, like, everything good with you. You know, I'm just happy you're on the Stuttering Miller show. I mean, do you know that Barry Goldwater ran with her father?
All right.
Don't
All right.
quit.
And then
don't
Jim-
quit your day job.
There you go.
Go ahead,
again.
Billy. Do your J. Do your...
So now John's requesting impressions from Billy West during the show.
Did you see that look of disappointment on Stephanie's face when John jumped in with that impression and cut her off? She's like, God, please stop.
She wanted the two talented guys to do the Jay impressions.
The famous impressionist. Like,
Right.
what is John doing? Could you imagine interrupting Jimi Hendrix? Before you play it, let me just show you this.
yeah. So then Billy does his Jay impression, but Billy's actually a pro at this kind of thing. So he doesn't do just the cartoonish one that John and I both do when we do our Jay impressions. He's a little more subtle about it.
A guy can wake up and get a pint of Ben and Jerry's at 2 in the morning and think nothing of it with his pajamas on. And yet a woman cannot go out there, and a lot of guys never understood that. And they also never understood the fact that women's rooms should have been built twice the size of men's rooms. Do you ever see the line?
Yeah.
Yeah, we go in and we whip it out. And yeah, that's what he used to do. We're whipping out.
Yes,
and
you're more the realistic Jay. I'm more of the you know, parody Jay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he would just, sometimes he would just leave off, trail up. He'd go, so a lot of guys.
But he always has but Billy, but he always has that high, like tone, and then he goes down to the low.
Well, he would say, he'd say, so I was standing there with a spatula full of shit. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a great show this evening.
Yeah, John, explain to Billy West how to do the Jay Leno impression, please. Give him some more pointers. Write some notes down for him.
And he completely missed the response, which was somebody said, oh, yeah, that's what Carlos does.
Yep.
I mean, that's this other famous impressionist version of Jay. That's not yours. You're doing an unrecognizable version of somebody else's bit.
And it'd behoove John to get out of the way. You got two guys who are voiceover actors or both shoehorning in these impressions. I mean, not Billy so much, but that other jackass. And it's like if John's going, I do stuff too. Like, fuck, man. Why are there so many microphones on this show? There shouldn't be so many microphones.
I love this next one. Maybe it's just me, but Billy is talking about auditions, and John has a question.
Go. Close the door. And you know what? One guy looks up and he goes, do you do any other forms of weather? Yeah, oobleck. What do you want?
Billy, do you ever not get an audition? I mean, do you ever not get a gig?
All the time.
Really?
Yes.
Because you,
No
Jim,
way.
Carlos, I mean...
Well, we all get rejected.
I mean, it's...
Yes.
I just
Well,
can't
I mean, but I'm
imagine.
not saying that that's a way of life with me. But the thing is you can't do everything. I mean...
I like that.
What
Well,
an
I'm not saying it's
asshole.
a way of life.
But I just, John going, do you ever not get an audition? Yeah. Like every famous actor has not gotten a role they tried out for. Yes, of course. That happens.
To think that he has this really talented artist, this genius level guy, and these are the kind of questions he asks. It gets even worse. Check out this next question he asks him.
He doesn't even understand how show business works, though.
Not at all, or creating, or anything.
It was just a wake-up call from the
Yeah.
East Coast.
Okay, I'm just going to ask you a question because I do a lot of these voiceover auditions.
You're awful curious about me.
Yeah.
Well, how much time do you spend developing a voice for an audition?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
well.
mean, does it immediately hit you
don't-
as soon as you see the
Well,
script?
you don't
or-
have the time that we used to have. I mean, I
You really
remember-
don't.
You just and I don't know. That's what he says. He looks at me and goes, I don't know.
Yeah. If I nail it right away, I can just do it. You know, if I have it figured out, I'll do it. But if I don't, I'll work on it. What do you mean?
How long does it take you to learn a song, Carl? I don't know what
Yeah,
song.
I don't
Like,
know, right.
How am I? He's so far removed from whatever's happening on that side of the room. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's a good point. The other thing that I want to point out on this is John's posture. So John was brought in to work the board. He was supposed to be the board op on the show. That's the whole reason why he's there. And as we played, 3 episodes in, goes, I won't be learning how to run this board. Or I can't. One of those words he used. I think it was won't. And so eventually they have this other guy come in and just start running the board. And John feels that he is not part of the show. He has his back turned to the board op the entire episode and just pushing him out of the conversation. He has a microphone in front of him. If the guy wanted to talk, he could. And John has decided, nope, we're the talent. You're the board op. And I think this is really the psychological reason why John refused to learn the board, is because that's beneath him.
Right here, he looks like Artie dealing with John.
Right. Yes. Remember when Artie was on with Anthony? And Artie's just like, this fucking guy over here. He's just putting his back to him. This is what's happening right now to this board op. And Adam, do you know who this board op is?
I do. It's taken a while for me to figure it out, but I did. This man's name is Ryan Holiday, and he left the Stephanie Miller board op gig to become the vice president of American Apparel, and then became the leading philosopher of Stoicism, the teachings of Marcus Aurelius.
Jesus Christ.
Which is a philosophy based on doing nothing, just not responding. Assholes like John come in, they push you around, they smell bad. You don't say anything. You don't react. He is massively successful, influential, talented, and John is shoving him out of the way physically and dripping sweat on him.
This man has a huge following. He's an author. If you go to his website, it's a whole thing that he has going on. And John's so dismissive. Oh, you're just a board op.
Yep.
We don't need you around here. And this really summarized everything you need to know about why John's career ended up where it did. You know, he thinks he's better than everyone else. He thinks he's the most talented guy in the room at all times. He's trying to do impression offs with Billy West and give him pointers. He really does suck.
Coincidentally, today, for some reason, I think because he's very aware of what we're doing over here, John started talking about the Stephanie Miller show on his show. And
John's back on the internet?
Oh, it turns out the Duke is back.
Oh, no shit. That's cool. Good for him.
He was on this morning after he said he'd be on at noon, and then he was on like an hour and a half later. And he started listing people on the Stephanie Miller show that he worked with. And he mentioned the board operator and gave a completely different name.
Oh, so he has no idea.
He has no clue. He does now, though.
There were other people who worked the board for Stephanie Miller, and this is like the behind the paywall show. There was a morning show, so maybe it was someone different. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that, but I'm not surprised that John wouldn't know that this guy next to him went on to do amazing things.
He has no idea, and it's why John is where he is. We can skip over to, I love Stephanie's segue here on number 9.
Yeah, this is great.
And he goes, you got to go down to Scarborough Fair in Revere tonight. I want you to see Aerosmith. I'm representing them, and I think you should go see them.
Okay, Aerosmith.
So I go down there with my drunken bass player and myself. I imbibed.
Well, I was just going to say, let's get to the funny part. Your father was an abusive alcoholic. He tried to kill you 15 times.
Wow.
How do you find this?
This is so great.
How do you find this?
No,
it's true, but I don't want to know, where is that?
You were an addict until your early 20s, and
It
then
means
you
I
went to
can't
you've
write
been
a
sober
book.
for 30 years. All right.
Is Stephanie Miller terrible at this? Is she the worst? This guy's telling this anecdote, and she's like, "Oh yeah, so anyway, your dad's an alcoholic, right? Abused you? Yeah."
What
the
clang, clang, clang.
What the fuck was that?
I feel like somebody's telling her you gotta be raunchy, and she just doesn't know what that word means, so she keeps trying this stuff that's not her.
She does want to be whatever she thinks Howard Stern is, but she has no clue.
This gets really interesting and dark in the next one, where Billy starts to explain why he's good at mimicking voices. It's amazing.
But did you do that as a kid? Did you study people and like go, oh, look at the way they talk? And
because I was hyper vigilant. I took beatings so much that my senses got hyper developed. Like I could tell you what kind of a night I was going to have from the key in the door.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. I could tell. Is it Dad A or Dad
Dad
B?
Z.
This monster that's going to come in and menace me and torture me, and so that hypervigilance, you were able to listen. You could hear the sound of the way the car closed up the street. You know, looking for clues. Are you going to hurt me, or was whatever I just heard going to come and hurt me? And so it got applied to all of those things. You know.
Wow, I feel like Baba Walters, like we're both about to cry right now because it's actually really, really poignant. I mean, it's
no,
because I know when John stays here, I feel like that old AA commercial where the wife is like,
"Don't take the car, you'll kill yourself."
Oh God, he's home.
Somehow
he's home.
Somehow he manages to pull it off. I wasn't that good, you know. I mean, you look like that. Okay, booze or whatever else.
I drink light beer. It's barely alcohol.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Well, you know, alcohol and alcoholism, they're related.
Really? Interesting.
Yes.
So
Your
have a high
bottle, listen,
tolerance.
boyo, your bottle is the mistress.
Right.
Get to know him now. Meet the devil.
I missed your impression of Marge's shot. Oh.
Jesus, Stephanie. Holy shit. This is getting a little too interesting as you're calling out John for his alcoholism, something you had to deal with growing up and you dealt with yourself. What about Marge? You did a funny thing with that, right? Remember she was the racist Reds owner? You want to get into that for a second?
How long do you work on your auditions?
I love that John, he goes, I'm not an alcoholic because I drink light beer. You know, that's always his first go-to. And then he goes, I have a very high tolerance. Said the guy who's not an alcoholic.
Right, yeah.
That's not helping your cause at all. No. It's the wrong thing to say if you're trying to profess that you don't drink too much.
How about the way Billy looked at you and just went like, alcohol? Like, he knew what your problem was. He could tell from looking at you, and you're like, I'm hiding it well.
No one can even tell what's going on. Let's go! Why is that work?
It's the same look that Billy's giving him. It's the same look that Maron was giving him. It's just that you're not fooling anyone, buddy. I'm trying to tell you with my eyes, but you're too glossed over to even see. If you don't mind jumping to 14, John, he asks Billy to do his Jackie impression, but he has to preface it by doing a Jackie impression so bad that Billy forgets what he's even doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Billy, for the Stern fans out there, you're Jackie the Joke Man.
Okay, is there?
Yeah, there's 1 degree of stern separation.
Okay, wait.
That was Jackie?
What does the dot on the Indian girl's head mean? Coffee's ready. Yeah, you all suck. You knew it was funny. You wouldn't laugh. That's your thing.
Wow, I feel like I'm on acid right now.
Fantastic. Wow.
But that wasn't his real voice, though.
John did like a Chewbacca thing right there. Like, dear Jack, you know that. What? And Billy's like, is that my Jackie? I don't know. I don't think that's what it is.
It's like you hear another song right before you're about to start one and you can't remember
like,
where
fuck,
you are or what's happening.
What's the riff? What key is it in? By the way, Billy's Jackie is by far the best. Yeah. It really was great. All right. Do you want to play these Gilbert stories real quick?
I think it's interesting.
I do too. So, of course, as you guys know, John knows Gilbert Gottfried better than anyone. He's always got all the stories about him. And, he talks about things like how Gilbert was cheap. And when the check came, he'd have to go to the bathroom. And he wouldn't get into a cab unless he knew someone else was paying for it. All these really important Gilbert stories. Well, it turns out Billy West has a more important story about getting to know who Gilbert Gottfried actually is. Does this need a setup at all, Adam?
No, Howard has talked famously about visiting Gilbert on his deathbed, but we didn't get to hear this.
Yeah.
And then, of all things, he played the parrot on Aladdin.
Yeah.
And he was dying of peritonitis, and he was in the hospital on the east side. And he really, when someone's gum is like curling up and it's lost its color, and he had that little rattle.
Ooh.
And I didn't know he was that bad, so I went with Howard and Robin. Come on, we're going to see Gilbert, you know. So I buy an issue of Black Hair magazine. You know that magazine, Black Hair? Because I bought it for him because I thought he might want to read it. I'm nutty just like he is, but I bring it in and I see this guy half dead. And you know what the only thing on his mind was? We were trying to console him and tell him, you're going to pull through. Don't worry about it. He said, I just don't want anybody to see me like this on page 6.
Oh, God.
You know, he was thinking about
publicity,
the gossip column.
Right.
You know, to see the great and powerful Gilbert.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a real story. That's a real thing about Gilbert that you don't hear very often. The very
intimate.
Very meek, intimate, yet concerned. And I'm sure that John responds with, well, I don't really have a story like that with Gilbert. We weren't close like that and visit him in the hospital or anything, right? That's probably what John's going to say.
Oh, boy.
From Gilbert.
No, he would come to the Tonight Show and he would steal as much free crap as he can. Like, he would go to each floor, get all the magazines, like all the candy, and dump it into his suitcase.
Wow.
I remember once I did a gig with him, and we're on the plane in first class, and we're flying to L.A. And you know how they, like, you know, so we ordered, like, pancakes. And you know the little bottle of syrup? I swear to you, a little tiny bottle of syrup.
The little,
Yeah, okay.
He's stuffing them in his pockets with him.
So he uses half the bottle. And then, you know, the plane lands, and I look down at the chair, and there's half of the bottle with still, you know, half syrup. So I look at it, I get my bag out of the thing. I look down, it's gone. I go, Gilbert, did you take that half tiny bottle of syrup? And he goes, you caught me.
Wow.
Good stuff, John. I mean, after that story with Gilbert, the fact that you just like wait till you hear this one about the half-used syrup bottle.
This is who he is. Oh, you're talking about Sam? Let me tell you the most awful about how he was an addict and how he pushed drugs on other people and couldn't control himself. Just awful, missed a gig, lied to people. Like, just, oh, you're talking about Gilbert? Let me tell you the same shitty stories. It's not that they're so bad. He tells a story in the worst way. He's like, you know the punchline? The punchline's going to be this thing of syrup. You got that? Okay, now let me go back to the beginning and take you all the way back there since you know it's fucking coming.
But it's always about how he's the hero in every story.
The voice of reason there.
He's always he's always like, this person's out of control, but I have my shit together.
Gilbert, what are you doing?
Yeah, right. Like, that's always the stories that he tells. Whereas, you know, Billy West stories is like, I bought in this ridiculous magazine. I don't know why I did. I'm an idiot. You know, it's like,
yeah.
It's a little bit more real and something you can relate to.
I thought this would be funny. And then I showed up and he was in this different state.
Yeah. Like, he didn't want to read about Black Hair magazine.
It's pretty funny.
It's kind of funny. All right, we got Tapoka Dabbler. Andy's going to be along. We have some voicemails and things like that. But first, people are over at supertip.gg/WATP. And thank you so much for tuning in to WATP tonight. So many people watching the show. We appreciate that. Fantastic steel toe coverage with Geno Burro earlier in the episode. If you're just joining us, you want to check that out. And IVM I6 coming in. Thank you for the laughs. Carl, insert snark here. Am I snarky?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Disagree. Rebel Trenchcoat, a Colombo podcast. I would pay good money to see Scorch find a bar while SJ gets them kicked out of it each week. It's like bar rescue, but they make every place worse. It's a good pitch. Everyone in the board is just like, yeah, okay, this is good.
I would like to see Scorch and John together. That would be
I would too.
Great, because they would hate each other.
Oh, yeah.
Stewie felt, forget the rake. SJ is now the flypaper. Whip coming in.
We'll have special episodes this month of the Steel Toe Jail Cell Show.
You couldn't install the case long enough for me to finish my LSATs and represent you at a discounted rate? You dumb fuck.
Edward Efsler says, Carl, how dare you make fun of my country's currency as a Simpsons fan? You know damn well they're dollar dues. Yeah, I know. I was trying for something different. But yes, dollar dues is the Australian money. B. More Sean became a YouTube member. Thank you very much, B. More Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Appreciate you, buddy. Constantine with another 500 something or others. Both SJ and Opie are not naturally funny and don't understand humor well. They're like aliens from space who try to mimic funny people. Great show, guys. I've picked up on that myself. Stewie Fella says, is it me or has Ron graduated from toady to peer?
He's getting there.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I believe we have elevated him.
We have. Jim tells you, is it a win for the Mo? Where do we submit recommendations for shows to get the WATP treatment? WATPshow@gmail.com. The other place to go is our Discord. I check it very often. If you go to whoarethese.com, there's a link to our Discord server. It's free to join, and it's a lot of fun over there. There's a lot of different channels. One of the channels in our Discord server is review suggestions, and people find podcasts for us to review, and they pop them in there, and it's a great place for us to find them. Raper Butt coming in with $5 to quote SJ on today's show. The board was hard because there was a button here and another all the way over there. I love when John explains why he couldn't work the board at Stephanie Miller's show.
Nobody could do it. Nobody could do it.
Impossible. An impossible task. Good to see you, Raper Butt. Rebel Trenchcoat. SJ tells a story like Tarantino, only really dumb. It starts at the end. The beginning, the middle is nowhere to be found. I see. I understand what you're saying. All right, Annie, I saw you just run and run back. Hopefully you're prepared now. What's going on?
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
I'm stalling as long as I can.
Thanks. You did a great job, Adam. I know I can always trust you.
Yeah, it was one of the good ones. Jews I'm talking about. Am I right, Annie?
No
you know
comment?
what? We did a podcast on Saturday, like we always do. Mm-hmm. We have another one coming up this Saturday, like we always do. And for some reason, I didn't play to Poke a Dabbler. I spaced on it. And now I'm going through withdrawals. Because I need to poke a fucking Dabbler, and I hope you guys are ready to poke a Dabbler with me. Let's go. Take it away, Cardiff.
It's time for everyone's favorite new game show, to Poke a Dabbler. What do you say, Carl? And your girlfriend, Madam Bush?
That's my move.
Good one, Cardiff.
He's so proud of himself.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
A poke? A dabbler?
Important. Chain smoker. Nothing says poor like a bowl of soup and Walmart H2O. See, there is a difference between poor and frugal. Poor would mean you don't have the money to buy something other than Walmart H2O. But a bowl of soup, I don't know about you, but I love me my soup. It's a good, healthy lunch. There's not a lot of carbs, not a lot of bread or pasta.
He
Beans
drinks
are
all
good
his
for you,
bread.
last I checked, and ham brings you that protein, that much needed protein, and you get your veggies. So if you ask me, soup might be high in sodium, but it's not a bad thing to eat.
But at least there's that ham to level it out.
Vitamin H.
If you're watching your weight and you're pumping like the massive man that I am.
What did John say next? Here are your choices.
I'll bet it was stupid.
Number 1, massive brain, massive arms, and you know what else. T, the proof
Massive debt?
is in the soup. Next, this is the body that soup built. 4, but enough about what's below my belt. And lastly, look at these guns. To poke
Yes.
a dabbler.
Don't show Anthony's guts again, please. Learn your lesson from that. All right. Again, brilliant choices. All of this could be possible. I'm going to go with lastly, look at these guns, because whenever John's talking about how buff he is, he always has to show off his biceps. That's my take. Adam, what do you think?
I'm going to second that and go with lastly, look at these guns.
All right. What do you think, Annie?
I hope it's number 1, so I'm going with number 1.
Love it.
Wow.
Producer Chris.
I also went 1.
All right, 2 1s, 2 5s. Let's go.
So if you ask me, soup might be high in sodium, but it's not a bad thing to eat if you're watching your weight and you're pumping like the massive man that I am. But enough about what's below my belt.
Jesus Christ.
I knew it was one of the cock
Cardiff.
ones.
Fucking got us, Cardiff.
And then he had a stroke.
Yeah.
But I digress.
That's all for this time.
Wow.
Come back next time to find out if you are man enough to poke a dabbler.
Or not.
It's in my nature.
Sit, Eugene, sit. Good dog.
Excellent job, Cardiff. Great game. Sorry we missed you on Saturday. That was my mess up. Things that we're missing, you might notice that Is It Gay and Megan are not here. She's in Vegas right now, living it up. She's celebrating her anniversary, so she's in Vegas. She did create a game and then decided to hang out in Vegas longer. So we'll be back next week with Is It Gay, the game that people are tuning in for. Oh, we just lost all our viewers. Oh, shit. I shouldn't have mentioned there is no Is It Gay this week.
Shit.
That one's on me. But we have some voicemails to listen to. Annie, do you have any new reviews that you want to read for us?
I have 2 newer reviews. I wouldn't call them brand new.
All right, we don't have to
The
say
first
that
one.
part.
Hey, well, one of them's I don't get the reference because it's older. So, like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, okay,
anyway.
get it.
The first one comes in from Opie's wife's boyfriend, not Bam. Dear Jenny, could you please ask your husband to stop soliciting illicit photos from his fans? Thanks. P.S. Nice rack.
All right. I'm going to say it's a 5-star review.
That's a 5er.
Very good. Appreciate that.
The other one comes in from Wilhelmina Cat. F you all. Some of us like to craft Carl, and yes, Lucy, I would love a tiny iron.
Okay. That sounds like a 5-star review.
Yes, that is also 5 stars.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Annie. And thank you for everyone who's reviewing the show, supporting us, of course, commenting on Spotify on each episode is a thing you can do now, and that gets right on the show. All of these things help the algorithm, help us out. And if you want to help Annie out, you should go check out our website.
Yeah, you can find me at insanity.com. That's INSANNEITY.com. I just put out a new episode of my podcast, What's This Game? And I'm also starting a Wednesday wrap-up of what I've been up to called The Warp Zone. Check it out. The first episode came out today.
Excellent. And what was the game on, what is this game?
It's Once Human. It's like a weird Eldritch apocalypse game where you collect resources and build bases and fight weird enemies that have tentacles.
Sounds fun. Lucy's here, says, boo, tiny iron.
Yeah, she did not like that iron.
We can't get away from, we try to tease someone on the show and they're watching and they're talking about it. It's impossible to get away with anything around here. This is an interesting thing that came in on the voicemail line.
Hey, Carl, just wanted to give you a heads up. Tuesdays with Stories, the latest bonus episode, about 20 minutes in, the isotopes get a mention.
Oh.
I couldn't believe it myself. Check it out.
Is that true? Joe List and Mark Norman, Tuesday with Stories, talking about the isotopes? Someone send me the link to that or send me the clip. Play the clip, if that's true. Cow photographer, well, now he's cheetah photographer, as you all know, is, we've been having this debate for a while.
What do you know? It's a cheetah photographer. And I was just going through Instagram. I come across a headline. The Oregon Renaissance Fair was hit with 6 OSHA safety violations at this summer's festival.
6?
So now we're back in the gray area. They called it a fair and a festival.
Fuck.
I don't know what to do with this information. We're fucked.
Well, I guess that we're starting the debate all over again now. I thought we had it finally figured out.
I thought we put it to rest.
God damn it.
Lasted longer than Gary.
Too soon. Too soon. Oh, I forgot that today's voicemails are the rock and roll voicemail segment.
It's a bunch of crap. Swing and a miss. Rock and roll.
Thanks for reminding me on that. Oh, I called into the voicemail number.
Hello. My name is Carl Hamburger. I had a live show in Detroit that everyone enjoyed. I will never mention it again. I also did a live show in Villa Roma. Everyone hated it. Let's talk about it for a month. Also, I like kissing dudes. All right.
Why did I call at that time? I figured I get away from the dudes and then call.
It's been a while since you've called in.
It has been a while. It's having a moment. This one's for Adam.
Hey, Carl, it's me. So I'm listening to episode 660, and Adam Bush just said all he's doing is making these innocuous little comments to lolcows during their shows, and, well, these weirdos are flipping out. Which is true. It started like that with "How was your weekend?" But now he's asking Karmic X, "Seen anyone?" while he's in the middle of a post-breakup psychotic break. The only thing innocuous about that is if you ignore every ounce of context. The dude is a psychological sniper. I'd ask Adam to call me back if I weren't so afraid, but I am, so I won't. Bye.
The point is, we all need to get together and have Karmic X unblock me.
I agree. Unblock Adam.
Thank you. Let's
Unfair
start
what
this.
he's done.
Hashtag unblock Adam.
Thank you.
Here's another one for Adam.
Hi, this is Peter Czar. Carl, these calls from Adam are out of control. Did he tell you I was joking last week? I'm not joking. Carl, he started calling me at work. He texted happy birthday to my brother. This is crazy. You got to talk to Adam. Please tell him to stop calling me.
Adam, are you still calling our fans?
It was his brother's birthday.
Okay, so that's appropriate, but still, I think what he's saying is please stop, I think is what he's telling you.
If he meant that, he would tell me to my face, I think.
Yeah, he would stop blocking my number if he actually wanted to tell me that.
I'm going to double down.
All right, fair enough. This one's for Megan, but Megan's not here, but it'll get back to her.
Hey, Carl, it's the Cheetah photographer. Yeah, Megan, go ahead, give me a call. We'll set something up.
All right, I'll make sure she gets your number, Cheetah photographer. We'll get that figured out. That'd be a nice treat for the Patreon.
Dan Levitard, more like Dan the Libtard. I wouldn't want to be Dan Levitard right now.
Pretty sick bird, dude. Good job. Yeah, we covered the Dan Levitard show, most recent episode. It's not
That
great.
was wild. It was like 6 guys doing nothing. Just
Doing nothing. I was screaming about throwing knives, and finally, just like, all right, can we just talk about sports or something, please? Apparently,
Hey, they also
not-
talked about throwing axes.
That's true. For a minute. Something that people have actually done and could probably give you some info on. Apparently, I can't pronounce words real good.
Hey, Carl, Ronnie in Syracuse. Love the show. Listening to the most recent episode with Dan Levitard, discussion about peanuts, and it reinforced your pronunciation issues with the word donut and peanut, because apparently you think it's donut and peanut. Your speech therapist hasn't called in a while, but somebody needs to get a hold of that guy, and you need some remedial training. Donut, peanut, don't call me back.
You're saying there's a U in those words.
You'll get it someday.
I'll figure it out. I seem to have it written down in front of me, and then I'll figure it out that way.
Hey there. This is Nate from the Vinyl Guide Podcast, and this is a message for WATP. Guys, got a little question for you here. The origin story of the term skull. Every time Stuttering John takes a drink, he goes, skull.
Right.
Just curious as to whether you guys know the origin story of that term. You see, I have a theory. I live in Australia, and there's a term whenever someone's drinking a beer here and someone says skull, like S-K-U-L-L, you got to skull the beer. You got to drink the whole thing. You skull the beer. So I'm wondering if I think Stuttering Idiot was down in Australia for I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if he picked it up there or if you guys know any of the details on this completely. asinine detail of the whole dabbleverse, which I'm sucked into here. Anyway, love you guys. Hope you're well. And if there's such thing as reincarnation, I hope I come back as Lucy Type Box's bicycle seat. Take care, everyone. Cheerio.
That's definitely not how reincarnation works. Definitely not.
If I recall correctly, he said something about him coming up with it and his friends at a bar or something like that.
No, he says skull because he's a Viking.
Yeah.
Danish. Of course.
a Danish thing.
John literally said he was a Viking the other day. He was showing off his tattoo. He's like, well, because I'm a Viking. You're a Viking? They do yell skull at the Minnesota Vikings games.
Oh.
That's like their big cheer when they score and stuff. And another parallel between John and Aaron.
Oh, yeah.
And it's SKOLL with those 2 dots, I think. Skol.
Skol!
La. That's what that's how they got James Hetfield says it. Skol.
Yes. So Paco calling in, and I appreciate this because Paco's got some tips on tacos, and I would like a Paco taco personally.
Yeah, what's up, Kyle? This is Paco. I just want to kind of say, as far as, the taco thing, I think it's over now. But, yeah, I think corn is superior. But I just want to give a tip out there for making some bomb-ass, ghetto-ass tacos. Basically, you just put it on the comal, heat up the tortilla, put some ground beef, raw ground beef on one side, and then fold it over, deep fry it. You got some bomb-ass tacos.
Oh, shit.
And you can put the rest leftovers in a plastic bag, throw them in the fridge, and you got some midnight snacks, man, because them cold tacos are good as fuck, too. All right, man. You know what? I'm going to see you guys later. Shout out to Adam Bush. Speaking to the mic, please.
Yeah, speaking of the fucking mic, Adam. I'm glad people are picking up on that. So did he just say put raw ground beef in a corn tortilla and then deep fry it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm in.
Okay.
That sounds
I
amazing.
think Paco would know. He sounds qualified.
He does sound qualified.
Hey, Carl. I'm not even going to mention on this call that everyone should go to thecreepoff.com and vote for you, because that's going to be a waste of like 15 seconds of my notoriously long and rambling. Listen, what people should do is simply Google GoFundMe space WATP to get to your GoFundMe fundraiser, which was set up by the Prince among men, Dr. Steve, and then they should donate something. And I would encourage that Mr. Stuttering John does the same thing, because I have a feeling I know how that would go. And I think that would just be the perfect illustration of where public opinion lies, who's got the bigger audience, and really, who the good guys are. And I know he's too narcissistic and stupid and drunken and small and smelly to accept any of that. But it would just, I would really get a kick out of that anyway.
There's an easier way, fightthedabbler.com, to help out Shuli and me in our legal fund. I think someone pointed out to me that John's mom is one of the names that scrolls on there. One of the donors. So
is it Osa or is it just John's mom?
No, it is Osa. But very funny. I appreciate her helping us out. Of course, Aaron is going to jail, as we all know. People are worried.
Well, I'd like to tell you that Steel Toe was able to resist the tossed salad man. But that stupid bitch in his 15 days in jail ended up tossing more salad than a sous chef at a vegan restaurant.
No, that's too bad. I was hoping it would work out well for the guy. Go figure. That would be amazing if he came out of jail as gay. Just came out just like, you know what, guys, I've been living a lie. I had the best time in jail. It was amazing. You know what has gay sex in jail? No, I do. Any comments?
I wouldn't be shocked, but I don't think Aaron can be honest about anything.
No, he would not.
Wouldn't it be amazing if he came out ripped? Like
Yeah,
4
he talked about he's going to be working out when he's in there. He's talking about what he's going to do to pass the time. I imagine read the Bible would be top of the list because he loves Jesus so much. But
I thought you were going to say be topless.
I got to go. Bye. I got to go. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Boom. Playing his hit volley. Vinny Paulino, because he's so fat. Boom.
Okay, folks. Guess what? The episode's over.
This is it. It's over. Okay? Goodbye.
Goodbye. Hey, goodbye.
Okay, bye.
I'm a thumb in the butt guy.
I'm an asshole.
No shit.
Fuck a duck. We didn't get it today.
Mm.